We are live, everybody.
This is a thrill seeker move.
Yes.
I have extra glasses because Scarlett doesn't like when things are crooked. She didn't like when I called myself Fressy. So if these are the crooked ones, I'll get better ones. I have them near me. hmm. Time goes. Thanksgiving last year. Uh, now we're talking. We're talking about we're doing a Thanksgiving story, finally finishing little by little,
hmm
and it starts with Thanksgiving. So I'm thankful for that. Tell your face. Let me see. Where's my iPhone? Okay. Wood actually got upset because you didn't start with the theme song.
Oh, yeah. You want to start it or?
Well, you got to keep Wood happy because something's going to break, and
Mhm.
he'll fix it. Tell
Right.
your face.
What do you tell your face?
Where's my iPhone? Okay.
Is that
Oh,
vodka? It's funny. I was thinking that when I. It's like something.
hello, Laurie Lewis. Is that vodka Cody? We got a few questions already. Um, well,
That
thank
is
you.
not vodka, but it could be.
And, you know, and there's Chloe eating some food.
Chloe's eating some
Some
foods.
food. How do you send this? I don't. Oh, let me see. I turned chat on. And now,
Now, oh yeah, yeah. Now,
Laurie, how you doing? Darren, Scarlett. And so, Scarlett, we'll think of something special for your birthday, November 12th. 6:40, 6:45 Eastern,
hmm?
6:40. We're gonna have a guest if we go long enough to 6:45. We'll do that, right?
What's that?
We should go to 6:45, right? At least because we have a guest that'll come on then.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. I'll send them the link. I love what you're doing. I
Oh, thank
love the okay, so there's a moron here, this guy, which looks a little like me, is
you.
so into Thanksgiving that he wears a pilgrim hat, which it would be pretty obnoxious today. But that people just get so into things. Is there any other people that are not fans of the holidays? Let me uh let me give let me do that.
There was a guy at work that wore a turkey on his head.
You really?
I'm not lying. I am not lying.
What are those high points that I sent you the other day? I sent them, but I don't know what they are.
R-
What do we need to fix, Scarlett? Now I'm all over the place. Let me just find one thing. All right. High points. Was those super chats?
Was
What
that what
is
it's
a
called?
high? I never heard the term hype points, but I'm always willing to like experiment.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. Let me just send a link to the guest. We'll be on a little later. I'm talking like Jeff Richards doing me. What's up, everybody? Why don't you tell your face? So, also to let you guys know that I've been listening to Karen Knotz's audiobook because she's going to be, I want to listen to everything uh, about Don Knotts before I have her on, and she wrote a book called Tied Up in Knots about her life with Don Knotts being her father, and I'm really enjoying it so far. All right, Al, check. Okay, check back later. We're gonna have this guy. I should say this guy, great guy, Mark Malikoff, who wrote a book about Johnny Carson and is a Johnny Carson expert. He knows everything about Johnny Carson. So we will have him in a bit. And
nice.
And I think we're going to have someone, I'll let you know, who's been a little critical of the stream, but she has recently given us another chance. So let's see if we could get her to just sort of show that people gave us another chance.
It's good to know that people give us a chance.
Yes. So let me know when she comes on. She's I like the detail of these people having such a good time. Does Fred not read super chats? Where are the super chats? Where do they pop up?
Does Fred not read super chats?
Why aren't they popping up? Well, has anyone sent any?
I don't know.
I will read them if I see one, but I don't see any super chats. Yes.
I don't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jeff likes Mark Malikoff. Okay. He's going to come. He's got some things to do, so he's going to be in like in an hour and a half. But it's you know what this is like? This is like, I don't know if they do this anymore in the news or a Entertainment Tonight show. They go, in 20 minutes, Madonna's new baby. You know, right. Like we should have things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna have some debates. We're gonna. So yeah, in 1 hour, Mark. Thank you, Darren. I am so appreciative. Once Wood helps me figure out how to use my label, make a label, I'm going to send out photos and stuff to people who've done super chats because I appreciate it. I'm going to send some pictures. I have this if I get nervous. I need to squeeze. So yes, Mark Malikoff had a great podcast where he got almost everyone alive associated with Johnny Carson.
Wow.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. Amanda seems like an absolutely cool woman who's a cat lover and just a cool vibe. And Lori Lewis is all right. Lori, I have a confession.
Hey.
I've been talking behind your back because she invited me to take a train and watch whales. It's like, my God, bucket list. I can't believe this. And I thought you're in the boat and the whales come right up. Woo! Yeah! That's the way they made it sound on those links. Like the whales, and you show these, she shows the whale watches, and they're like enormous, like 3 football stadiums. They look like from above. And then 100 yards away there, and it goes in and out. Lori, I had a great time, but I thought it was going to be like, my God, you know, those things where those videos where the dolphins and they pet cats. I'm just busting your balls or whatever, your chops. Lori, I had a great time, but the whales, they don't come up like woo with their mouth wide open like they're going to swallow the boat, and you pet them. That's what I wanted. Where could I get that?
You go to Orlando, Florida at the Universal.
Yes, see the Jaws thing at Universal.
Yeah, you're like, why isn't this 3D enough?
Yes, but yet they point, and then you get your camera out like an idiot. The whales are not union, and then they go back under. They go whoop, 100 yards away. That's a whale. I think my problem, a lot of people's problems, is that we see so many amazing volcanoes and things on what's it called, on social media, that it's like, wait a minute. Do we have the person who was very critical of the podcast? She said she'd give it another chance. But my friend Lisa, let me see if I can get her, because she sent me this craziest thing. Let me see if she's around, where there was these things. I don't know where she was, or no, she probably just got it from what's it called? Sometimes the whales do come up that close. Maybe something was off that day. They were only a few hundred yards away. Where my friend Lisa sent me, let me see if I could find it. Where she sent this crazy thing where, see if I can find it. Okay. Yeah, she sent it from TikTok. She wasn't there in person. Where these monkeys just drop into the water. Oh, the sound's off. They go psh, 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 psh.
Really?
Monkeys drop from the trees
Into the water.
Yeah, like hundreds of them splashing.
Like a fun. It sounds like a fun thing.
Yeah, I
Do you want to
still.
go there? Yeah, that could be
Yeah,
yeah.
let's see.
Trip.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was a bucket list thing to do. Maybe I'm good and ready. Hey, I was on a boat where the main thing is, if you're excited about it, even if it doesn't seem what it was, if you're excited, this is bucket list stuff, that you had the excitement of potential bucket list stuff. Scarlett, my glasses straightened. And yes. So these are the. So what style would you say this? This is not animation, but you can make it where it could kind of like just do little movements like a TIFF.
Yeah, like a GIF kind of.
Oh, GIF.
Yeah. Right now, yeah, I'm doing some of the, just setting up some of the what's the word? The illustrations, and then I'll go back and we'll move them around.
Well, Scarlett is really on top of things. Yeah, she said she's been a little too critical, and she's going to watch it again and not be so, critical.
That's
You
good.
know, and I have never used her as a life coach. I'm not paying her to say things are looking better.
Right. That's good.
So Chloe's on my lap.
Really?
Oh yeah, you hear the purring?
Oh.
So, peanut butter, it doesn't make sense in Thai food. It's not now Cody, I hate to keep,
Yeah.
saying Cody never did this, never did that, but he had his first parfait with me, his first latte, and first Thai food. But your brother is more of an expert at Thai food. Tell him why.
Well, he's going to be getting married to someone from Thailand. So
That's something Norman take. Thailand. You're from Thailand, from the land of Thai.
Thai.
You're a Thailand kind of gal.
Yeah, one of the Thailand guys, huh?
But they have peanut butter in
They do.
Thai food. Yeah, it's never. I don't love it in ice cream too much.
Interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, it's no. Someone asked, do I like crunchy or
Oh yeah. What do you like? What's your favorite like sort of flavor for the, like, just
ice cream
sauce or something? Or
I like the Ben and Jerry's with his crunchy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was one I used to love, Chunky Monkey, where it's banana with pieces of chocolate, and I don't like the pecans in it, but
Mm-hmm.
I like when there's like s'mores kind of ice cream,
Uh,
where it's a little chocolatey, a little marshmallowy.
yeah.
I think marshmallows may.
Graham cracker kind of. Do you like that?
What do I like? What?
Like graham crackery kind of
Yeah. But
crunchy.
ice cream. I was on Jeff Richards' stream the other day, which you tuned into,
Yeah, that was fun.
and I said I'm not as big a donut fan as you make me do. Yeah, coffee dough. Oh yeah, with the coffee stuff, Ben and Jerry's. Uh, but yeah, stuff with little marshmallows, little crunches, uh, chippy stuff in it.
I like cookie dough. Yeah.
But, Amanda loves peanut butter Thai dip on those shrimp spring rolls. Yeah. No, it's yeah. I like vanilla. I think
yeah, that's a good one. I like that flavor too.
yeah, when I was on a million years ago on Oswald the Octopus,
Mm-hmm.
my character Steve the Tree had an argument with, I forgot who. Maybe it was Eddie Deason's character of a pumpkin. A piece of pizza. Oh, I gotta tell her. Let me just see one thing. I was say, yeah, hop on it later. I was talking about you, but the monkeys.
The monkeys.
I like.
Oh yeah, the monkeys. That would be a new location for your bucket list.
Yeah.
You gonna jump from a tree?
Well,
to
you know something. Now I sound like a spoiled. What's it called? What is
yeah.
it called? First world problems. But
Yeah, you broke a
I
nail or
like.
something.
People. And since I'm as old as I am, I keep getting all these things on Instagram and YouTube. Now that you're 60, don't do this anymore. Don't be with aggressive people. Don't
Right.
be with these people. But one of the things is you're in the baby steps, the youth of your senior years. Like it's like saying if you did your life right, this may be one of the only things I did right. Is at this age you have some spending money and enjoy it now, because in a few years I'll be falling. I'll be walking into doors. I want like enjoy your money now.
Right.
That's why I want to just do what I'd like to do, but I still don't like the guy who gives my money
Mhm.
was saying, oh, someone was 80, his mother or aunt, and she regrets not traveling when she had the energy. But I don't think I'm not going to regret I didn't travel during the youth of my senior years. I'm going to feel good that I'm trying to get the story done.
Yeah.
And I love, as you see, my cat, staying in with the cat, being comfortable. But this was going somewhere where I lost my train of thought. Ice cream for the road, about enjoy yourself now, because the youth of my senior years. Oh, this is what I was saying. I don't travel a lot. A few times I travel, a few times I've talked to people next to me and I'm taking a 6-hour flight. Oh, yeah, we went to New Zealand, or I'm coming from New Zealand. I'm taking this plane, then I'm going to transfer and go all the way to Florida from New York. I'm thinking, whatever fun they had in Australia, isn't it wiped away from the 18, 19 hours of traveling and switching planes? Ooh, pistachio. Oh, Amanda's saying
Ooh, yeah.
Haagen-Dazs. Oh yeah. I'm sorry you have high blood pressure. I was told I was borderline diabetic and to stop with sweets. So of course I was very vigorous for about 4 months. Oh, here's a little piece of chocolate in the motel on the bed. No. But you remember Cody visited when the craziest I was doing was what were those seeds? Those pumpkin seeds?
Oh yeah, those are good for you.
Yeah, and I'm rationalizing.
Do you still have them left, or are they gone?
Oh, they're gone. But what was I going to say? When people ask about my neurosis with traveling, isn't that the plane's going to crash? It's that the night before that I pack my passport and what do I need and all that stuff.
Right.
Just and getting up early and giving yourself 88 hours to get to the airport. You got to get 3 hours early and have the Uber and da 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 and you need the bathroom at the airport, but it's weird there and that's what I think I'm gonna have no regrets when I'm much older. Going, I didn't travel with my money. I think I would have regretted not moving to an apartment a comfortable place. If I still was like in that apartment, which by the way was 75 degrees today, so I would have regretted if I was still in that box in Hollywood. I was for 29 years. So, all right. So I'm not having too many regrets since I moved. So that's my babbling. Has what's her name asked to join yet?
Oh, here.
Oh yeah.
I just saw it. Let's take a
Oh
look.
yes. All right.
Hi.
Hey, so I was telling everyone that we had some problems, that you're very critical of me and our stream, but I understand you're going to give it a chance. You're not going to be as critical. You're going to be more open. So I appreciate you kind of letting us open the door and giving this another chance and not being, I tried explaining to her that not everyone could be like, oh, there's one comedian, I don't want to say his name because I promised everyone I'd pay $100 because I was harping on him too much. He's one guy, the comedy story is muscles. He smokes a cigar, and he's always on Joe Rogan going, oh, the liberals, and you once said I should like work out, there's nothing wrong
I
with.
definitely said you should work out.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with.
I've said that more than 10 times for sure.
Right. Your point was there's nothing wrong with being muscular and being a muscular comedian.
I said you were skinny fat.
Let's tell the people here what does skinny fat mean.
It's when I think they know what it means. Like most of your frame is skinny, but then there are parts that are fat.
And
With
you
an
so
That was an F. That fat with an F.
right. Oh, and Frankfurt M asks, is this the yoga lady? Do you consider yourself a yoga or what is your?
I do yoga, but I'm a life coach. I coach life coaches to be life coaches.
Right. So what was your initial complaint with my stream here?
Oh, I don't remember. It's been a while, right?
Right. Okay. Well, I should wait.
I think it was everything. I think it was everything.
Okay, well, I'm saying I'm getting a new lease on life, as they say, that, I have a problem. I compare myself too much. And you were doing that. Why were you comparing me to other podcasts?
Oh, Doug Benson?
Yeah. Why do you think I should be more like Doug Benson?
Because you forget things. And Doug Benson has started this new thing where he puts all his jokes in his pocket. And then so he takes them out, and if they work, he puts them in the other pocket. If they doesn't work, it goes back in this pocket. And I think you should do that just so that you're not like umming and ahhing and
well, I just said so I just I wish I had my pockets with the things.
That's what Doug does, and he's high. He's high at the same time. And you don't do drugs, or you do a lot. Which one is it? I forget.
I have a lockbox where I put it in and it
Oh,
doesn't
right.
open for a while. You know,
Have you hit it with a sledgehammer ever?
I used to have not as good lockboxes. This one's a little bit better. And I promised myself I wouldn't break open this lockbox.
Where did you get the lockbox? What if people here want to get one? They want to get
On
one.
Amazon. Just put in lockbox, you know. It's but let me ask you something now. You had a podcast and I went on it, but I thought it was weird that we had to rehearse first. You gave me a script and you
Yes.
were yelling.
Yes.
And like, shouldn't it be spontaneous? Why
I
did you?
don't usually do that, but I knew I had to do it with you. That's why. I normally it is spontaneous for
But
sure.
why didn't you trust me?
Because I feel like you meander a lot. You go off on tangents.
But
I know you think that's what's darling about you. But
Nothing
for
darling.
my podcast, I just didn't want all the tangents. I wanted conciseness. That's why I gave you all the bullet points.
But
yeah, normally nobody else. I've had 2,750 guests. You're the only one I gave bullet points.
But it was
You
kind of
guys-
crazy that you wrote my opinion for me and I had to rehearse it and you kept saying, do it again. You were yelling.
I remember.
But I think it's a little nuts that you were writing what my favorite ice cream was, what my TV shows were. I go, no, not this. You went, shut up.
I said, shut up. Yes, because your favorite ice cream is coffee ice cream and people will turn out right when you say
coffee Heath Bar Crunch.
Yeah,
it's coffee flavored with crunchy stuff.
People tune out when they hear that. They are just like, oh, is this 1960s? Like nobody wants to hear coffee ice cream. No.
Now, Frankfurt M just said Doug Benson is a hack. Fred is 100% funnier. You don't agree?
Prove it.
Well, all right. You're putting me on the spot. I think
you have to do it like this. He would just have the joke in his pocket. He would have it in his pocket.
Wait. And if it didn't work, he'd put it in the other pocket?
In the other pocket. And so then he gets a laugh for being like, oh, that didn't work. And he puts it in the other pocket. I really think that you should do that. Just because you're not competing. You're not stealing from them because you don't do stand-up anymore. But for here, so people aren't listening to the meandering and the going around all over the place and not ever getting anywhere.
So I should have.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like the way when I was on your podcast, you had it all written out, what I should say.
Yes. But this way, you're doing it yourself. Before you get on, you take some papers, write down some things you want to talk about, and rip it up, put it in your pocket. And then if you hear yourself umming and ahhing and forgetting things, you just pull it out of your pocket and you're all set. I think it'll really bump up everything.
And you really are serious that I shouldn't mention I like coffee ice cream?
No, people just tune out right away. You've got to say something like, the Jerry Garcia thing. You got to say something delicious.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Cody's illustrating a story about me at Thanksgiving. And it's a bit about, I don't like holidays. They don't have no meaning to me. And you were critical that shame on me, that family has no meaning to me. You were shaming me that I don't like.
Okay, but wait a minute. In this photo, this looks like a Thanksgiving that you would like. You would like being the star. It looks like everybody.
I wasn't. The thing was they all hated me because it was a party, a Thanksgiving at Fred Willard's, the late great Fred Willard, and everyone had a.
No, but you have to mention Fred Willard. Nobody knows who that is.
But won't that help ratings? Isn't it better than talking about coffee ice cream?
Okay. So wait a minute. Okay, so what's going on here? But it looks like you're the star. It feels like it doesn't go with the story.
No. What happened was they shamed me because, like you once said, I have no respect for family and shame on me for not liking holiday movies. You really went off that one time that I was at a Thanksgiving thing.
But at least say Christmas Vacation.
What's that?
At least say Christmas Vacation. You don't have to like all the Christmas Story or It's a Wonderful Life. Christmas Vacation. Just say that. Julia Louis Dreyfus. Then
Julie,
people, yeah.
but holidays have no meaning to me the
The
way I was
squirrel
brought up.
jumps out. The squirrel jumps out of the tree. He brings in the tree. The squirrel's in the tree, and it jumps out. People love it. They love it.
I'll try it, but I have no.
Let's practice. Let's practice.
Okay,
What's your favorite
so what's
Christmas movie? What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Christmas? My family. This is what the story's about. We never did any Jewish holidays. Christmas. We
Vacation.
had no holiday has any significance to me, and that's what the story's about. So when I went to Fred Willard's Thanksgiving, you had to tell your favorite Thanksgiving story from your childhood, and I couldn't think of one. I don't have any. They looked at me like, "What are you doing here? You don't belong here." So they're more like shaming me the way you shame me about not
That's
making
when you
Christmas movies.
That's when you make it up. You just make it up, and you take it from your favorite Brady Bunch episode. You know, say when our maid was boning the butcher in the front yard.
Wait, I don't remember that Brady Bunch episode, but so you're saying, so rather
When they
than
lost
going,
Tiger, when they lost Tiger, but Tiger was really just watching them bone in the front yard.
so okay, so you have a point there. I see why you're a life coach. Rather than going,
Life coach. I don't life
all right,
coach people one-on-one anymore. I coach the life coaches to coach the other people. They're great.
Okay.
They're great. They're great. I don't have the patience anymore, and people can't afford me anymore.
right, I see how you're good. You're very good.
Very good.
I see. So
Now
rather than going, I don't remember any Thanksgivings, just go
Make it up.
try make up like tradition of like the cranberry and Uncle Leckerby took it and told a joke.
Yes.
I never had any, around the table, and I just wanted to get the F away from it. My mother would go, "You're gonna get killed if you don't do your homework. You'll be in the war. You're gonna die. You lied. You didn't do your homework." And my father would have
Now
his head
that's
down.
something that would have been great if you were in the war. That would be something to really talk about. That would be fun. That would be great. Maybe you can make up that you were in the war, and that's why you're a little slow now. That will give you so much. That will give you. People will love you for that. As soon as people hear veteran, they're just like they let go of everything. It's fine if you're slow, if you're skinny fat. They don't care.
Skinny fat. So I will, from now on in, at not Fred, well, he's not around, but at Thanksgivings, make up that I was in the war.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
Actually, Tommy the cat says make up a fake girlfriend. Well, not with cans. It was a way. I actually, when thinking of Africa, my mother would always go, "Are you seeing anyone?" So I'd make up someone just to not hear her pity on the other side.
That's what you do. That was smart.
Yes. And so one time she goes, "You seeing someone?" I go, "Yeah." "What does she do?" And I go, "She does documentaries and safaris in Africa. She's in Africa now." I really made that up once to my mother.
That's great.
That she does documentaries about
Did
safaris
she
in
ask
Africa.
if you were going to go on an African safari? You
No,
couldn't, you couldn't because you have IBS, right? Isn't that why you can't go to African safaris? That would be rough.
Yeah. I'd love to show Survivor, but I keep thinking they're all going to the bathroom somewhere weird. I couldn't do it. That alone, I couldn't be on Survivor. How do they do it?
Yeah, you should be on Naked and Afraid.
The
best thing about Naked and Afraid, you don't even make any money. You get parasites. You don't even make any money. You should be on that.
This is you. Do you watch Naked and Afraid?
Every day.
I like. Yeah, they have a big contest there, but there was there's one person I was following on Instagram. I hate to be political, but I don't care. I'll lose some people now. Where when Charlie Kirk was killed, he said, "This is exactly what happened with Martin Luther King. It's the same thing." So I unfollowed a Naked and Afraid contestant. So that's when you're really,
Oh wait,
really
what one has to do with the other? Do you know what he's talking about, Cody?
I have no idea. Wait, how's that connected?
He said that he said that
I
when
thought he was going to say this is worse as
He's-
Naked and Afraid. I
he
was
said when Charlie Kirk got shot, he unfollowed someone from Naked and Afraid.
Who was saying it's the same thing as if Martin Luther King got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I liked a Naked and Afraid person until he was saying it's the same thing as losing a Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
So,
I would.
all right, they're going to put this on Reddit,
You're right.
so whatever.
right. You're right. Definitely unfollow.
Yeah, someone, who don't want to get political, but when
It's
Naked and
political,
Afraid
bad
people
people
start
are Bad people are
making any
getting
stance, I don't want to hear it. I
Bad
bet I
people-
know you. I bet I know your favorite Naked and Afraid contestant.
Well, my favorite contestant ever was on. It's not a contestant, but on. I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but it's not even Naked and Afraid. It's Intervention. Misty. Did you ever see Misty? She was naked and she wasn't afraid. She was. Did you ever see Intervention? Misty, and she's naked on the couch, and she's like,
No,
and she would go down the street to get free liquor. She would like get guys to buy her liquor because she was naked. It's the best intervention ever. Everybody, listen to your favorite life coach. Look up Intervention Misty. It's the gift that keeps giving.
one time I watched Intervention with Norm Macdonald, and he said something pretty funny, like the guy, whoever was there, was like talking about when he was little, his father did this, and he was just talking about, and Norm was saying what the producers would say. All right, come on, get to the drug addiction. Come on, speed it up. I don't know. That made me laugh.
That's funny. Wait a minute. There's an intervention with Norm Macdonald.
No, we were watching Intervention. And he was making me laugh. Like one guy was saying, when I was little, I was 14 and my father made me shoplift and whatever they were saying. And Norm was doing the producer going, all right, could you get to the drug addiction? Could you, enough of that shit? But there was a Naked and Afraid, and I sound like a pervert. There was one I liked. She had glasses. She looked like Edie Falco, and she was in the Air Force. I liked her.
She was in the Air Force. Did you write her? You should write her. Have her on the show.
There's an idea, Fred.
No, but all I meant was one guy, he was going too political. One of the Naked and Afraid guys I followed, and I go, come on, stick to the nudity and the fraidness. You know what I mean? That's what I say. Politics.
And the parasites. They get parasites. It's so gross.
So do you want to know how and why I got into Survivor?
Yeah.
So I was binging White Lotus, and I was liking it a lot, and then
Cody, I think it's just for me now.
Yes. Hey, Fred, you muted. Oh, there you go.
It got muted. So Mike White is obsessed with Survivor, and he went on Survivor. So
Wait a minute. Mike White was on Survivor?
You have Paramount Plus?
Yeah.
Go to season 37. So, okay, my friend Scott Chernoff is a Survivor fanatic. That's all he does is watches it, and when the season's over, he watches every YouTube clip, podcast about Survivor. He's fanatical. So he goes, I want to watch Mike White on Survivor because I thought it's pretty cool that this guy who doesn't need the money, but you see him, all right, guys, come on in. And you see it through his eyes, like he's like having fun. Like, here I am on Survivor. And I liked Mike White, and it was fun watching him on Survivor. And I got into it. My friend Scott, you're a life coach. He's my Survivor coach. He tells me which episodes to watch, has good characters. And she was wearing glasses. You know, the one on Naked and Afraid with the glasses. She's sexy like Edie Falco from The Sopranos, and she's badass. Yes, Allison was my favorite. The one who huffed duster. I don't know what that means.
Wait, is that Intervention? She was huffing dust in Naked and Afraid, or did you skip topics really quick?
Maybe we're going from Survivor to Naked and Afraid to Intervention. But and now I'm going to go on another tangent. So I'm not going to get graphic. It's not that bad, but I have a little habit. Maybe it's OCD-ish, but it's a thing. And there was that show, My Secret, Addiction, where it's people eat glass and they hoard cat litter and
You
one
have
thing
one of those, don't you? Don't you have a secret addiction?
I do. I do. I
You
really
do.
didn't know till someone had it. And I go, oh my God, I talk about the show with all the freaks or something I sort of was doing.
Yeah.
And so basically, so I got.
Cody, do you know Fred's secret addiction?
I don't.
Oh.
I think we'll lose more people than if I talk about coffee
Okay,
ice cream.
Tell
No,
us
it's
your
nothing
The ice-
sexual. What?
All right, tell us the story.
Yeah, Edie Falco when she's wearing a security uniform.
You
So
like
ba-
Edie Falco when she's wearing a security uniform?
Yeah, on intervention. Okay, now I'm gonna
Did you like Demi Moore the most in G.I. Jane because she had a uniform?
No, I never watched G.I. Jane.
What about A Few Good Men? She has a uniform in A Few Good Men.
Did I see a few? I never saw that. But
You Can't Handle the Truth. That one.
yes.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I really got into Survivor because I started with Mike White's episode, and then
Did he
that was-
win? Did he win?
I don't know if I want to ruin it, but he went pretty far. But it's kind
Wow.
of fun seeing him on it. He's smiling, and then sometimes they go, "You look familiar. Who? I seen you," and he's playing it shy. Like a lot of the.
You remind me of him a little bit.
Well,
Except he's skinny.
But he's skinny. I'm fat, skinny.
Skinny fat.
Wait. There should be a celebrity comedian Survivor. Well, they kind of have like ex-NBA people, NFL people. So they kind of. Mike White was the biggest celebrity, if on it. But
Was
yeah,
it before or after White Lotus?
it was a few years into it. Actually, he's brought back people from his White Lotus. On the season of Survivor, he gave a part to a few of them on White Lotus. They bonded on Survivor, so it's kind of fun to see it.
Do you remember when you were crying and when we were watching Mike White's first show? Do you remember his first show when I first started being a life coach and you were crying over the first show?
The one with Laura Dern?
Yeah, you were crying over that because you had a similar experience.
I can't remember the experience.
That you slept with somebody who was married and then you got fired from something.
Yeah, there's similarities.
From a TV show.
Yeah, they stole my idea. That's maybe I shouldn't watch Mike White on Survivor because he stole my idea.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you like Naked and
Do you think he knew about it?
I don't know. It's too. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't know. Maybe
You should
someone
hang out
told
with him. You guys should hang out together.
I once went up to him. I'm going to drop names. I used to be friends with Amy Heckerling, the director, and she would like have
of White Lotus.
no Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She did
wow.
Clueless. She did a
Oh,
lot
I
of
didn't
stuff.
know she was a female director. That's cool.
You didn't know she was what?
I didn't know that Fast Times at Ridgemont High had a female director. That's pretty
Oh
wild.
yeah. She did like a lot of stuff. She did those Who's Talking movies. So she'd have parties where she'd show episodes of South Park. And one time he's there, and I just saw him in that Chuck and Buck. Oh, you're really good. You didn't want to be bothered.
Oh, really?
Okay. I'm gonna say something.
Did you do your Rolling with the Homies impersonation from Clueless?
No, but I'm dropping another name. Sarah Silverman had these rooftop parties, which I stopped getting invited to. So Greg Fitzsimmons, I won't
Does she
say her
still
name,
live there?
but
Does she still live there?
no.
Didn't
But
she?
stopped.
She moved.
She
She
moved.
lived. All right.
But one time, this comedian introduced me to this female comedian who, like, hey, Fred, this is so and so. Maybe I'll name her name. Like that. I'm so shy. I don't want to even say hi to you. I'm so shy. So, but like, you're at a party with a lot of people. Like, I kind of judged her from that vibe.
Oh wow.
Tignatoro. Like,
Oh,
I'm
I
a
love.
genius. I'm so shy. I can't look.
I love Tignataro.
Sorry. Okay, she's a good person.
Oh my God, she's the best.
Okay, then that all right, then it's great. All right.
She
There was
she
another.
did for me like $5,000 worth of therapy. She like saved my life.
Okay. There's another female comedian who
You
at a
you like
party.
made me need that therapy. Where she
I
where
may
she like
need
gave me therapy, you like made me need more therapy. Does that make sense?
makes perfect
Okay.
sense. There's another one at another part. When I was younger, I'd go to parties here and there. No more parties, but
Can you
where I
do
said,
an impersonation of anybody? What about Woody Allen?
this
Can
is
you do an impersonation?
this is Doug Benson. I'm Doug Benson, man. I like cool stuff, doobies. I like video games. I'm like cool and young, cool shit. I'm into cool shit, man. I love video games, cool movies, Xbox. I'm Doug Benson. How's that?
All right, that's good. Cody and Fred. Okay, on the count of three, you need to answer a question really quick. Okay, don't think
Okay.
about it. Just yell it out. Okay, both of you.
All right.
Okay, ready? Did Courtney Love kill Kurt Cobain?
No.
I don't know. Yes.
Yay, Cody!
See, there's a lot of reasons she had to kill him.
Did you see Soaked in
Yes,
Bleach?
makes
Did you
sense.
see Soaked in Bleach?
No.
It's all about she hired a private detective to find him, but she was in LA afraid that he was gonna kill himself, but she didn't go to Seattle. She hired a private detective, but the private detective ended up he's the one that wrote Soaked in Bleach. He's the one that thinks she did it more than anybody. And
wait, what is Soaked in Bleach?
Documentary done by the private investigator that Courtney hired.
Why would Courtney Love want Kurt?
Because he was going to divorce her, and he had a prenup.
What did it come out like besides this documentary evidence?
No, that in the documentary, it said that the easiest people to frame for suicide is junkies.
All right, I'm going to check out this.
Let's frame a junkie. Let's.
So they all clap. Let's frame the junkie.
Let's frame a junkie.
Now, Darren says Courtney Love killed JFK.
That's funny.
Did you ever see? I liked her in the People versus Larry.
Yeah,
Fink.
I did too. She was good.
Yeah, she was. So who do you like on Naked and Afraid?
I like everybody that's a woman.
You don't like seeing the men's butts and stuff? Okay.
No. Do you? Sounds like you do.
I like.
I saw where your
I like the guy
went.
too.
I saw where your mind went immediately.
I liked. For a while, I liked the guy until he was on Instagram. No, I'm just kidding.
You like his butt before.
Yeah, I like the guy.
He's like, I know.
Fred, it's time to come out of the closet. It's fine to be a little bi. Did you know Kurt and his bassist, they made out on SNL, but they cut it out.
Kurt made out with who on
SNL? His bassist, because he was a.
What's Montage of Heck? What is that? So, Amanda, do you like crime documentaries? There are some. There's one. Did you just see the thing with the guy?
Or is there somebody else there named Amanda?
Amanda is badass tree hugger.
Oh, okay.
She's montage of heck I never heard of. Did you see the mini stories with Patricia Arquette about the what's it called? The guy that killed his Patricia Arquette, that Southern guy, Murdoch.
True Romance.
Oh no. She but yeah, I was into Naked and Afraid for a
Why
while.
don't you
But
go on
yeah,
Naked and Afraid? Is it still happening?
uh,
You
there's a lot of reasons.
you and Mike White should go on it together, but fight over who's the woman.
He was
Fight
also
over
on
which
The
one she's
Amazing
gonna be the
Race.
woman.
He was also on The Amazing Race.
Mike White.
Yes.
Why don't you go on with The Amazing Race?
Um,
Courtney Love attempted the murder of Trump.
now, could I?
She was the one on the
You could admit you like seeing naked women,
yeah,
right?
all the time.
Okay, let me ask you a really stupid generic question that I'm sure a lot of people you must get asked, but I'm going to ask it. Okay.
Okay.
Women have it, if you're gay, have it so good because you could just go to the Y and go in locker rooms. Is it like if you're in a locker room, do you stare? You know,
Uh,
like, oh, this is good.
oh, this is good. No, I don't.
It's not like a thing where I'm going to go to gym, I'm going to the locker room, maybe I'll get to see stuff that's fun.
I mean, once in a while it can be, but I don't like to invade anybody's spaces. You know, like
That's all right. That's a great. That makes sense.
like in Naked
yes.
and Afraid, they're asking for it, right? They not asking for it like rape. They're asking for it like they're naked. We're supposed to watch.
Right.
But at
That
the-
makes
but at the
sense. No one's going to the gym going
Yeah.
and with lesbians lurking behind
Yeah,
things.
no,
They're not
I
like,
wouldn't do that. I only want to lurk at somebody who's wanting to be lurked at.
oh, now Scarlett likes you that you're a lesbian. But what the hell was I going to say? I had something to say on this subject, but no,
But have you
really.
been
what the hell was the-
arrested for anything ever? Or like, no?
No, the closest was when I was very young. Wait, she stopped watching so many crime docs because I kept having dreams that I'd find dead bad Boy Scouts from the 60s, and in my dreams, the cops would say I had to solve the murders. I used to sell T-shirts at rock concerts, like bootleg, like you go to
No
a place in Brown.
way.
I used to go to a place. I think I was 18 or 17. I don't
That's so
remember. Maybe
cute.
17.
What do you have any of the shirts?
No. What happened was, like, they'd go. Let's say I remember Chicago, the Beach Boys. Like, you go to a factory in
The
Brownsville
Beach
or
Boys.
Bedford-Stuyvesant.
How long ago was this?
This was like a 77,
The Beach Boys.
way before you were born. Naked people were born that you've
The
liked
Beach
a long time
Boys.
ago. So what happened was
They were ahead of the time with good vibrations. Good
Yeah.
vibrations.
there is an older guy, got to be in his 70s, who fully straps down naked in the locker room, and I swear he powders up naked for about 10 minutes before putting clothes on. It's not good. And I agree,
That's
that's not
disgusting.
good. But that's so all right. So you go there, they give you a bunch of like T-shirts for wherever you'd have to go to, like Madison Square Garden or Nassau Coliseum, and you wait. They call it the blowouts. Like you stand there, and you'd say double-sided Beach Boy shirt or whatever it was performing, and you're taking money away from like Rod Stewart and the people, because you're selling shitty quality, which this is one thing I know. All right, not you. I know someone who's in the program and saying what's the worst thing you ever did? What do you want to make amends for? I used to, you go in the bag, they got a large and they'd be like sticker labels. So I take a sticker and put it on any shirt, go, here's a large. And so I may want to do the program.
Couldn't they tell that it was small?
I don't know. It's so quick. And the cops are after you because you're bootlegging. You don't have a license.
Went against the law, but you didn't get caught?
Oh, no. I got, one time, I didn't get arrested. They didn't handcuff me, I think, but I had to go to court in Long Island. Wow. So I got the cops got me for bootlegging, selling bootleg t-shirts. Did you keep doing
it, or was that the end of it?
I did keep doing it, but then finally enough was enough.
Did your mom know you were doing it?
I don't think so.
Did she know you?
I don't think she
understood. Went to court?
No. No, she. You don't want to tell her anything. What are you gonna do? You'll go to prison, Freddie. They'll jump on your head. And, what'd you do? So I don't think. But oh yeah. So T-shirts. What the hell started with rock concerts and T-shirts? I
asked if you were ever arrested. Cody, have you ever been arrested?
Never.
Wow.
Never.
Courtney Love killed Rod Stewart. What did somebody say?
Yeah.
Courtney Love killed Rod Stewart.
Is Rod Stewart still alive?
Alive.
Is he still alive? He's wearing a wig, don't you think?
Yes.
Did you know Andre Agassi wore a wig the last few years of his life?
No.
Yeah, he wore a big mullet wig because he was bald.
Well, of course, Phil Spector wore one.
Right.
Howard Stern, they say.
Howard Stern? Oh my.
That's what people. Gary Shank.
Gary Shank.
That's his father. It's a little joke. Oh. Yeah, I had to go to court. Well, okay. So the first job I had, I used to sell knishes on Coney Island on the beach, and it was hot. And I was low on the totem pole. I couldn't get orange soda.
You like to do where you would just walk up to people and be like, "Here."
No, you just walk around with a big thing and go knishes as you walk up and down, and people looking at me like it's hot. They want soda.
Yeah. How did you get into this?
Ice cream. Because I was low on the totem pole, they stuck me with knishes.
That's so
I'm going.
Yeah,
it's true.
That's really
another. So then I remember
Cody. We used to do a photo of him selling knishes on the beach.
Oh, there's an idea.
And women throwing sand at him, like hot women throwing sand at him.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. I was just 17 and a virgin, and I remember someone waved me down, and it was. I never saw a woman, they're probably 18 or whatever, like lying on their stomachs with the straps and the thing. And yeah, but anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So one guy I sold knishes to, I said, "Oh, I hate this. I'm hoping they'll get me ice cream." He goes, "How would you like to sell T-shirts?"
That's how it happened.
So that's how it happened. So my first job.
But were you like, I don't want to get off the beach. I want to stay on the beach with the ladies with the straps. Were you like, can I sell this rock T-shirts on the beach?
No, that was a better opportunity to
more money
sell T-shirts. And so no, you would make good money because you would get for every shirt and you hold them like I remember Bad Company. I remember there was the Doobie Brothers, and one guy standing next to me goes, "Doobery Brothers, Doobery." He thought they were called the Doobery Brothers, and he was, So you would. It was like an adventure. Like I'd go with the other peddlers. We were called peddlers, and we'd sometimes go in the same car to Nassau Coliseum. And you sell them as they're going in, and then you just wait around in your car for hours for the whole concert, and as they're coming out, called the blowout. So it was kind of adventures. I felt like we were like missionaries in the war, and it was one thing I missed about stand-up, I felt like a rebel, is that when you'd come home from like a gig on the train and you have all this cash in your pocket. A lot of them, they used to give you cash. They have like $1,000 and I'm getting off like, Penn Station. So I like the kind of like drug dealer. I'm not saying being a drug dealer, but you felt like an outlaw when you had a lot of cash on you, and,
Were you scared?
Yes. Oh, getting off the,
Did you carry mace?
what? No, I never carried
Have you ever
mace.
shot a gun, Fred?
No.
I think that would help you.
With
If I was your life
confidence?
coach, I would make you go shoot a gun.
At a range.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Cody, where do you live?
Ohio.
Go to Ohio and shoot guns with Cody.
That's right.
How did you guys?
Hey, we
How
we
about
could do it together, Fred. We never done it.
How did you two meet?
It's a bucket list. What's that?
How did you two meet?
well, look, now he's doing me selling a Kanish. See, he gets distracted. But it's pretty funny. You don't even know what a Kanish is? How are you going to draw one, Cody?
Yeah, I got the internet.
All right. He's me on the beach selling Knishes. So what happened was, and maybe this is interesting for some of you. So, I used to just say, demented things into my phone, like with the apps. And I did this thing like my friend Jackie, a different Jackie. No, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
I've met two women named Jacqueline that were named after Jacqueline Smith. Both of them. That's why my mother loved Charlie's Angels. Were you named after Jacqueline Smith? Okay. So basically,
Jackie O.
you were named after who?
Jackie O.
Jackie O.
My name.
Frelly.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, someone just said I would like to see a Cody cartoon of Fred selling merkins on the beach. Well, there was a movie called The Mighty Merkins. I don't want to talk.
there's a
about
movie
it.
called The Foxy Merkins.
Oh, that's what it's called. Okay. So basically,
Cody,
what
have
the
you
hell
seen the
was I
movie
saying
The
about-
Foxy Merkins?
No.
You should see it. So good.
Check it out.
There's nudity in it.
Cody,
Women nudity. Full frontal.
Oh, is it like Naked and Afraid, or is it more
No, no. It's a comedy. It's a
Uh-huh.
parody of My Own Private Idaho, but they're lesbians, hookers.
like? Oh, yeah.
not a lot of Knishes in Ohio. That's a good point. So I did a thing making fun of my friend Jackie. She's always going, whenever she orders food, she thinks she's so cute. She goes, "This is gluten-free. That's gluten-free. You lied. You said there was no gluten."
Is
And
she
was-
can't eat gluten?
No, she wants. Yeah. So thank you. I'm getting $2 for the Sandy Knishes. See, these people are giving me money, making up for the time when I had to be on the beach. So if someone has said 40, 50 years ago, Fred, this sucks selling Knishes on the beach, 40, 50 years from now, someone's going to give you super chat money. Not 50 years ago. Not. But anyway.
Fred, what about your
so-
friend Jacqueline?
what?
Is she single?
I think she's dating someone. She moved to Atlanta.
No way. Why?
It's easier to afford a house there.
She bought a house?
Yeah. Now, I don't want to be, I'm going to ask you one last pervy question. It's not that pervy, but it may be.
Okay.
I love your honesty. Like, usually a lot of women go,
This is really good.
I don't
Cody.
care. I don't care about the nudity. That's men. Only men are into images, but I appreciate that you say you like women nudity.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because usually they go, it doesn't matter. Well, and why do they talk in that voice? Wait. She used to have a temporary tattoo from the Dayton airport. It said Dayton, birthplace of aviation. I thought it would make my dead husband laugh. Got it covered up.
Do you ever have Jacqueline?
She is a
come on this?
badass. Yes.
Eh,
Yes.
What does she do?
I don't remember. I wanted to try to get her to talk about Survivor. Come on, this is funny. Look at the picture. Like I have Knishes and they're pouring sand at me. I love it. I
It's
love
really
it.
funny. It's awesome. Knishes on the beach is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
And then I was a good humor
Only you
man
would
for
be saying
one.
knishes on the beach.
I was a good humor man for one day.
No, it's awesome.
What
Fred,
happened
why don't you
was
make another book called Knishes on the Beach?
There's an idea.
because Knishes on the beach. It wasn't there a song about cake on the bait? What's the thing?
Candy
Cake
on the beach is nothing better. I like candy when it's wrapped in a sweater. Some days
I like that they're watching me get. I like that these people are watching me getting my sand kicked.
the women are pissed that you have knishes.
I
The
like.
women are
I
pissed
like
that you have
that.
knishes.
It's like they're projecting it above your head. They're like,
They're
Yeah,
pissed.
it's like that. It's like they're observing.
They
I should get attacked. All right, I got something serious.
Okay.
This you're gonna like. If someone said to me, "All right, there's Cody that too." Cody, you like me don't have any tattoos, right?
right.
If someone
You guys
said
have
you
never been
had,
arrested. You've never got tattoos. Okay.
oh, this reminds me of this
You
joke
think
I heard
Courtney's
as a kid.
innocent?
This is the joke. I don't smoke. I don't curse. I don't drink. Oh, damn! I left my cigarettes at the bar. That's pretty funny. Like after saying that, she's cursing that her cigarettes are at the bar with his drinking. So you get it? My video and audio are out of sync. Let me text Wood. Everything's out of sync. So what the hell? Oh yeah. So
Wait, Wood is doing this?
Wood usually comes on as the tech guy
Is he on?
and helps me when things get out of sync.
What?
He actually sent me this.
What are we on? Are we on Substack?
No more Substack. We're just on a YouTube stream.
Oh, okay. What happened to Substack?
Well, okay, what happened was Cody was putting out these stories on Substack, which at first, and they were very rewarding to tell stories that were sitting in my computer for decades. And I was hoping it would like compile to a book and a big following, but then I rewatched this animated short film that I put aside because they said it's going to take too long to do. But then I go, I like this. Let's just do this. Forget Substack. And let's just do this for film festivals. The story about Christmas with Fred Willard, and then when I was drowned in Florida for Christmas and other stuff. So
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I don't. Christmas has no meaning
Christmas
to me.
Vacation.
It's that good a movie, you know. But
Santa Claus.
it's
You like it?
maybe one.
Yeah. Like Santa Claus
It's,
is a good one.
Okay, so Cody, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
if someone said for whatever reason you had to get a tattoo, what would it be, or what would the tattoo say?
It would be Fred selling knishes on the beach.
That's right. That would be it.
Or maybe it should. Maybe I think of it, it would be a Cody tattoo. But
right.
I don't want to
your
sound
face
all
could be your
Luigi.
cartoon on your
Yeah.
like. Probably.
Well, Scarlett hopes we get back to the Substack stories. We will, but I really want to. We've been working on this for like years, and I want to just finish it. But yeah, real talk. I'm baffled by how creative and quick Cody is with these frames. Incredible work.
Oh, thanks.
My concern.
Is anybody
Is that-
baffled with how you're fat and skinny at the same time?
Yes, I'm baffled.
Yeah.
Lot goes on the lake. My only concern is that Cody is so good that when we finally do put out the film, I want people to know this isn't AI. This is a real deal. And now it's too easy for people to imitate it. But forget that negativity. So
Yeah.
so
that's
all right,
nice.
if
That's
I
not
had to
real.
have it, if I had to have a tattoo, you know what I think it would say?
What?
To remind me, be now.
Oh, how cute. Be here now.
Yeah, maybe you don't have to have the here, but I like to be here now because too much.
You're gonna get
I've
drive the
already
bus.
yes, I'm already like you know 78, and I'm in a place alone,
You're
and
not
I'm falling.
78.
No, I'm saying when my mind goes to places,
Oh, oh, oh.
futurizing,
Mm.
catastrophizing the past. This
Have
is
you
going
thought
to
about
happen.
lipo? Have you thought about lipo?
Life oil,
Lipo.
lipo. No, I'm not worried about looking older. I'm worried.
Oh, okay.
I'm worried about, you know, just where I used to live. Some person by themselves fell, had a stroke, and she was on the ground for 4 days gurgling. So,
Ew.
so maybe check in with me and say, Fred, are you
Did she
gurgling?
die? Did she die?
No, they finally people were saying I haven't seen whatever her name was, Gladys, and she was that's why I had to leave. I don't want to be the old guy in the building anymore, like Christopher Lloyd. Hey, how you guys doing? I'm the old weird guy in the building. No, I didn't want to be that anymore. But they were going, we haven't
But now
seen her.
you're gonna be
Oh,
alone. But now you're gonna be alone in the house.
alone on the floor gurgling because I had a stroke.
Oh my!
But
And
would
I'm
you
all
rather be in an
alone.
apartment gurgling because somebody might hear you?
Yes, that's a good point. But
Mm.
someone said, wait, I think,
We're gonna need a 24
yeah,
hour.
she must be away. Then someone put the ear to the door, go, I think I hear her moaning and stuff. Before it goes low later, which is always fodder for comedy. An old person, incapacitating, moaning on the floor for 4 days. And that always gets a good laugh. And, but then we called the police and they banged the door and then took her out and she lived another few years.
She's dead now.
Yeah, she's dead now. That's a thing. This is morbid. Every time you see a happy ending in a movie, you go, all right, but they're gonna die. Or
Right.
like it's like a all right. Well, Orson Welles and someone said something, a profound thing about like we want a happy ending. Every story has a happy ending. It depends when you end it.
Yeah, so true.
Like we could be high-fiving that, well, we had a great stream and did a picture of Canisius on the beach. And then I could go out.
Requiem for a Dream didn't have a happy ending.
No.
Mm.
I've talked about before,
Jennifer Connelly, you don't see her anymore.
No, what did you say?
Jennifer Connelly, wasn't she hot?
Oh, I thought I thought you said what my mother used to say, like, Gilbert's not doing good. I don't hear from him anymore. So like
Jennifer Connelly. I thought she was hot. She was in Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't see her anymore.
I currently go to City College. I'm 44 and everyone else is 18. Yeah, well, you're the cool hot lady, the hot mama in the class.
Hot mama in the class. What's happening now with Fred?
Are we still with the Canisius or can we get back? Wait, what's happening? This is everyone.
I have to go.
Thank you for joining us, and I thank you. Enjoy Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid, Cody.
In a little bit, we're going to have Mark Malikoff who wrote a book about Johnny Carson. But thank you. You look like, what do you look like? You look like, I don't know.
Cody?
No, you.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Started college at 31. God bless you all.
God
Actually,
bless
you know who died today?
Who?
Jimmy Cliff, who had a song, It's Never Too Late to Learn, My Son. Wait, before you go, Cody.
What a coincidence. All these people going to school later.
Yes, but Jimmy Cliff did a song called It's Never Too Late to Learn. And he died today. So I guess for him now it's too late. Did you ever hear that song? Oh, wait, one last question for Jackie. Who she thinks was hotter all right, that's a joke. She would have answered if it was serious. Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Now she would have asked if it was a serious question.
Halle Berry or Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah.
Halle Berry. But it could be a serious question because if Rosie O'Donnell wasn't insane, I might have said Rosie O'Donnell.
Now, who's someone that you think is hot that isn't traditionally hot? Like, who, like,
Like, I think Kathleen Turner looks hotter now that she's a little
really?
and her voice is a little rougher. Yeah,
You're making that up.
I'm not. I met her.
Um,
And her voice was like
you
this.
know who?
I liked
Okay,
it.
people are gonna make fun. You know who I didn't mind? Who was nice to see naked, and I thought it was hot that she was so free with her body. Well, now she lost weight, but did you about Schmidt when Kathy Bates? I get Kathy Bates and Baker mixed up.
Kathy
She
Bates
got
lost
out of-
weight.
Kathy Bates or Baker? I get them mixed up. Kathy Bates.
Bates, she lost weight.
Oh yeah, she's now starring in Matlock, her version of Matlock.
I haven't seen her in a while, but I thought the woman from Best in Show and Glee, I thought she was hot. I forget her name right now.
Jane Lynch.
Yeah.
I've
thought she was-
I've known her. Jenna. Okay, here's a.
Is she an asshole? Is she an asshole?
No, someone was just. She's kind of. I don't want to say bad things. Jennifer Tilly or Scarlett Johansson? Someone asked.
Scarlett Johansson. I'm not. I
Okay.
don't. I like Jennifer Tilly, but I don't find her that hot. I don't know why. I think I liked in Bound. I liked Gina Gershon. She was really hot.
Uh huh.
I like a little butch.
You like them a little butch.
A little bit butch. I like femme too, but hot butch is like.
You
Like
know
I
who you
think
would-
I think Patti Smith is hot. Or you
Yeah,
think-
and Patty Smythe.
yeah. I am the warrior.
Yes.
At
yes.
the walls of heartache, bang bang. I am the warrior.
There was one. All right. There was. When I was a comedian, there was like a party.
You
Just
mean when you were
comedians
funny?
hanging-
When you were funny?
Yes, when I was funny.
Okay.
And Patty Smythe was making out with Larry Miller under a glass table in someone's living room, and we were all hanging out there. And Gilbert was pretending he was spitting at the table.
Wow. She was under the table.
Yeah, but it was a glass one, so we're all
Was she
watching
drunk?
them.
Was she drunk?
I would assume so, but I could be wrong.
Was she sexy?
Yeah.
Was she the warrior? Was she shooting at the walls of heartache?
Wow, you know all the songs.
I am the warrior. What was her other song? Wait, she had another one. I'm gonna think of it.
Oh, I know the song. Goodbye to You.
Goodbye to you. Bye bye, baby. Hello, darling. Goodbye to you. All right. Speaking of, I have to go. Bye.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging.
Thank you.
And
Good to
it was
see
very,
you.
very, very, very productive.
Good to
yes.
see you. Get those bullet
The
points. Get
commissions.
those bullet points.
All right.
All right. Bye. Good job,
Well,
everybody.
I think she gave the podcast another shot, and I think we
Good.
did good.
She did give us another
I
shot.
think we did good with the
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Tell your face.
Save face. Save face. What did it do?
This is uncomfortable.
This is un.
No, she likes. I like that she's such a guy with women. Kind of funny. Bye bye, Darby. Hello, Darby. Goodbye to you. Larry Miller. She is the opposite of that of the class guest. Yes. Let me see. She puts it all out there, like she says. Well, put the Kanish one on a separate one and send me that.
Sure.
It's so Amanda, what are you studying in college now, as they say?
Now.
So you saw me at the end of the Raymond reunion thing?
I did. Yes.
Yeah, we all came out at the end. We had to wait back there and then just come out and go, hey, I was part of this too.
I think.
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. I was throughout the thing. I was waiting on you. I was saying,
It's
you better be on here. You better be on here.
They could do a documentary about any conspiracy. They had one on Vice, like was Bob Saget murdered?
Mm.
Which,
We just talked about
yeah,
where he got
why would?
murdered.
And there's no reason. Well, there's no way anyone got into the hotel room.
Oh,
So it's a sad situation.
yeah, that one's kind of crazy.
Because of droughts all over Europe, scientists are predicting a global shortage of olive oil. Now they'll know how Popeye felt after the death of his wife.
That's not bad.
But we should get a. I didn't think Jackie obviously had a wig. What's her name? Chemical dependency specialist. Good for you. No, I never dated Jacqueline Bethan. I'm way older. She used to live underneath me, and she was like Kramer, like coming up, like taking my Arrowhead water right outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
And Pikesville Al, even if you take a break in an hour, we're going to have Mark Malikoff, who had a big podcast about The Tonight Show and just wrote a book about it. So if you don't like this babbling, you'll get some real scoops about. Now let me ask you, Cody, you're a young guy, and your whole life, The Tonight Show has been off the air. And I know you learn a lot about old stuff from your father, but have you watched The Tonight Show? What do you know about The Tonight Show?
Well, I saw a little bit of David Letterman when he was on before he left, and then Craig Ferguson kind of rose up in the position.
But you had no way of being able to rewatch old Tonight Shows.
I did watch old ones. Yeah, I like Dick Cavett. Those things, like going back and seeing those. Yeah, like definitely I feel like a yak on my chest. That guy, the guy we're talking about, the original Tonight Show guy.
Steve Allen?
Oh, yeah, man, that I saw some of those too. Actually, I'm familiar with those. But yeah, it's my brain isn't working. What we were just talking about him, the guy he's going to talk about. He wrote a book about it.
Oh, Johnny
Carson. Yeah. I've seen some of those. Those were good too. Yeah, really fun. He always had like the funny things. He would have like
Karnak.
Yeah, and then there's a really funny one where he had Jack Webb on, and they did like a whole skit like the show. So that was pretty funny.
Oh, I want to see.
Yeah, you should. I'll find that and I'll send that to you. It's pretty funny. It's a pretty good one. They play with it, But yes. But yeah, that's it. It's fun to see those old Tonight Show stuff because it's so.
Yeah, I remember Al when I was in New York. Gilbert Gottfried, Belzer, and Fleischer were on Thick of the Night. The ensemble players. Richard Belzer also did it. And when Arsenio Hall did Carcinio, that was pretty funny. Ed McMahon had Star Search. I was on the first year. I lost to Brad Garrett. I beat a guy called Rick Dukeman, who died.
Really?
He had a little movie career. He was in the first Scary Movie, and he was in a movie called The Burbs with Bruce Dern, and who else was in The Burbs? Corey Feldman. This guy Rick Dukeman was in a pretty big movie. Turkey.
Turkey Time.
The Burbs. Yes, that was Bruce Dern. Who was the lead? Was it Michael J. Fox? What
Is it like a parody of?
Oh, Tom Hanks. What am I
Is it
talking
a parody
about?
of the Birds?
You know, I have to confess, I never really saw it, but
It sounds like the Burbs. Sounds like a funny way to.
no, it's not like The Birds. Are you an Alfred Hitchcock fan, Cody?
Here and
Are
there,
you familiar with his
here
stuff?
and there, yeah, kind of. Like I
Because
saw the Psycho recently. I thought that was pretty, thrilling. Like with the shots and the video, like it's very kind of.
High Anxiety was a Mel Brooks movie where he parodied, I think, all the Hitchcock.
Oh, really?
movies. The Birds, Vertigo.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, you got to see High Anxiety. Actually, I'm supposed to have Ron Clark on, who his back went out, but
Oh yeah.
he co-wrote it and he had a part in the beginning.
Oh wow, how to check that out?
Better Dern. Well, you can't compare Bruce and Laura. They do two different things. Bruce Dern, from my generation, played like a psycho. He was in a movie. I forgot the movie where he tries to be a sniper at the Super Bowl. A terrorist movie. He talks like Nicholson. Yeah, I'm Bruce Dern.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Dern was in a movie called The Driver. Was he in The Driver? No, it's that Ryan O'Neal and Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern was in a Hitchcock movie with Barbara Harris.
Mm.
He was in Coming Home. Black Sunday, correct. Black Sunday. Me and Gilbert, again, I'm dropping names, but we would watch. There'd be TV on in the bar in the Improv, and at the end, the credits, he made a joke. Bruce Dern playing himself, because I guess he played like a guy who's always kind of a little bit off. What were some other Bruce Dern movies from the 70s? Was he in The Driver? Oh, what am I talking about? My friend Bobby Carradine, he played a real bad guy in The Cowboys.
Mm.
Have you seen The Cowboys?
That's what I need to see. Those. That's what we've just. I got to see that.
Oh, that's interesting. The wife of the Michael Imperioli is Laura Dern. The first time I was aware of Laura Dern was in Mask. Did you ever see Mask, Cody?
Oh, that's is that with Jim Carrey, right?
No.
Mask.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
There's one called Mask.
Wait. I think, yeah, that's right. It's just called Mask, I think.
I've never seen that.
That was with what's his name, Eric Stoltz, as a guy who had some affliction, like a Elephant Man kind of face.
Oh yeah, 1985.
Oh,
Yeah, Lauren.
you went to the Orange Bowl. We had to pretend to look at the blimp. You were in the crowd scene. No, that's cool. Rocky. Yes, Sam Elliott was in a movie with Cher and Eric Stoltz. It's a true story about if you look up Mask, look up Rocky Dennis on your thing, Cody.
Right.
Now he had this real affliction. I think his name was Rocky Dennis, and he had it. Yeah, that was Laura Dern. Yeah, okay. Wow, that was Eric Stoltz. Amazing makeup. and Cher was like a biker woman raising him,
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
and Sam Elliott was the tough biker. And yeah, Laura Dern was in it. That was my first being aware of her. I can't get through the what's it one? The one with Nicolas Cage, the
What's that one?
guy who just died. What's the guy who did Mulholland Drive?
David Lynch's stuff?
Yeah, Laura Dern starred in a David Lynch movie.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one where he's like. Is it blue? Not. There's all sorts of versions.
Now, this is a name Al would know. There was a guy in Mask. His name is Dennis Berkeley. He was a big, burly guy. He always played a biker. And he was in a Sanford and Son, like Sanford Arms. They tried doing Sanford and Son without Red Fox. And Dennis Berkeley was a big biker guy in Mask.
We're thinking about Wild at Heart.
I haven't gotten through it for some reason.
Is it like boring? Is it exciting?
No, I can't articulate why I should just sit through it. Laura Dern was blind. Sam Elliott. I first became aware of Sam Elliott. He was in a movie called Lifeguard, probably 75 or 6. It was just about a lifeguard was to decide, do I want to be a car salesman or keeping a lifeguard? Does anyone else remember Lifeguard?
Life?
Yes, he was the Donald Gibb of his time. Dennis Berkeley.
What year was that?
Yeah, see what you could.
70?
Lifeguard?
Yeah.
I'm guessing 77 or 8. I could be wrong.
It's a movie, correct?
Yeah,
Is it
with Sam Elliott. That's when I first became aware of Sam Elliott. He was the star of Lifeguard. And for a while, I used to get Sam Elliott mixed up with, what's the guy's name? Now he's 86. He was just in the last season of White Lotus. Another gravitas guy like Sam Elliott.
Here's a poster of it. It looks kind of funny.
Every Girl's Summer Dream. Yeah. Who else was in Lifeguard? Can you read?
Yeah, I'll get the actual things. We can pull.
Who were the girls in Lifeguard?
We have Sam Elliott. We have Ann Archer.
Oh, Ann Archer. She was in what's it called? Don't tell me. Fatal Attraction, I believe.
Stephen Young was a guy, of course. Larry.
Don't know that.
Parker Stevenson.
Oh, wow.
Kathleen Quinlan.
Oh, yeah.
She was Wendy. Sharon Clark.
Don't know that name.
Funny, she doesn't have a picture on her. Steve Burns. No picture. But then Linka Peterson.
Hmm.
And then George D. Wallace.
I
Beatrice
guess
Colin. Sorry. Jody Gilbert.
not Tom Selleck. The other guy, older guy with not Sam Neill. What's the guy? Let me look. He was in The Leftovers and he was in the last season of The White Lotus. Like an old guy, Sam Elliott's age, but he always had gravitas. No one can help me. I'll look it up. I used to get him mixed up with Sam Elliott. Old guy in the last season of The White Lotus. You know who was really good in The White Lotus? The guy that was from Napoleon Dynamite. Not Wilfred Brimley, who's an old guy, but he used to be like a macho guy. Oh, not Sam Elliott. Scott Glenn. Yes, thank you. I used to get Scott Glenn and Sam Elliott mixed up. Scott Glenn. I've never had gravitas either. Scott Glenn was in The Right Stuff, I think. Urban Cowboy. That's what I was trying to come up with, Scott Glenn.
Mm. Was it-
And he was just Walter Goggins. I heard in the last season of White Lotus, they offered the Walter Goggins part to Woody Harrelson, but he wanted a lot of money. And the way White Lotus works is, everyone gets just $40,000 an episode. Uncle Rico was very good in the White Lotus. John Grise. Sam Elliott. Yeah, no one else in the cast I heard of. Yeah, he's from Napoleon Dynamite, but he plays a good sleazy guy in the White Lotus.
Mhm.
Robert Vaughn, Uncle Rico. Well, I'm glad you've been sober for 15 months. It's it's not easy. Dietrich Bader. Oh, this was Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was so good at it. John Grise was in something else. Oh, pretty. Have you seen Napoleon Dynamite, Cody?
I have, yes. I actually have. It's pretty funny. It's
Yeah, Seinfeld.
like it's very sort of bizarre humor in a certain case.
Yeah.
How did you see it before too?
Yeah. Greg just texted me, Brazil playing this Friday and Saturday at the Vista. We should go. 11:30. I'm an old guy. I can't see midnight movies anymore. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
You get out like 2:00, you know?
Let's see here. I'm just
Now, Scarlett wants to go back to the drawing room. She doesn't like when you go to the IMDb, but you do what you want to do.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. We can go back. Let's go back to drawing. Comic. Here we go.
You're never sober as the Walmart worker. Weed is the key. My problem with edibles is they stay in my system. I sleep so late.
Mm.
So Brazil, Greg was shaming me. How could you never have seen Brazil?
Also, I'd like to say that we have a donation from Jeff Crone.
Jeff, thank you. You're just too generous.
Yes, I want to say thank you.
You got to always tell us what we can do for you because you've been beyond generous.
Absolutely. Very nice.
Jeff, so what are you guys, Jeff, everyone, what are your Thanksgivings looking like? Mine is very low key, like I like.
Nice.
Yeah, Cody, you've never been on a plane. The worst thing to me is getting to the airport, getting there early,
Yeah.
checking in, finding the plane.
Yeah.
I keep patting my wallet. Do I have my boarding pass? Do I have my,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's interesting. Yeah, I think
It's a lot.
They,
it's nice when you like staying home.
yeah. It is kind of
No, when I get older, I'm not going to regret not traveling these years. I just like being comfortable.
yeah.
You know.
See what you mean, yeah.
Like when my first two cats passed away, I didn't feel bad traveling then, but I just want to always get back to them. Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you for your support. Let us know if you could
Yeah.
do anything. Anyone who does super chats, always let us know if there's anything you'd like, a picture, or I'll be sending out pictures when I figure out the label maker. All right. Well,
Or like comic.
yeah, whatever. We're very appreciative. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
And Scarlett doesn't like when we go on IMBD tangents, apparently. So her birthday's next month, so we'll think of something here. We'll have her little party. You're going to Toledo and visiting your dad's side of the family. Toledo. Well, I learned the most famous thing about Toledo is Jamie Farr.
That's right.
Holy Toledo is from MASH. Yeah, I don't live by the Grove anymore, but well, actually on Thanksgiving, I think the movie theater's open. But none of the stores are. It's so weird. When I used to live, the old area right by the Grove, Thursday, deserted. Thanksgiving, Friday, traffic getting into the Grove. Like, where do all the people come back from so quickly from Thursday? What's up, everybody?
Oh my goodness!
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Hey,
Mark. Oh, well, let me lower you a little bit, or you?
Oh,
can
sure.
you lower you? I'm bad.
I'm happy to lower me. I've always wanted to lower me. I need to be lower.
Yeah, if you could lower just a little.
Absolutely. More?
Can you talk?
Thanks, kid.
Maybe it's my. Does
Yeah,
he
can
sound
you
good
hear
to you,
me?
Cody?
what's up?
How does he sound to you?
Cody, how do I sound?
It sounds good, but let's take a look at the.
Yeah.
What do people think? They hear good? I mean, it sounds good on mine.
Okay, so
Just
hey,
different.
Mark, thank you so much for stopping in.
Oh, I'm happy to do it, Fred. This is going to be fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're familiar. We do the stream where Cody's been doing these little illustrated stories. It's a way for us to chat. He works and listens and learns, and people chime in. Mark Malakoff in the house. You already have people who know you. So
Nice.
can you tell me now people know your Carson podcast still, why you decided to do it, and I don't, I'm going to let you talk, but I admired you that you really tracked down people who said no for the longest time, and maybe call Reiner if you could refresh me. You got almost everybody who was still alive from the Carson show. So, and also, sorry to interrupt, but I was asking Cody, who's only 32, if so Cody, he has my sensibility because he grew up watching the same shows as his parents, like Petticoat Junction,
Nice.
what's the Ronnie Shell show, Gomer Pyle, Green Acres. So his sensibility is old school, but I guess there's not really syndication of Carson to watch, with his parents.
That's right.
So you're old enough to remember it from watching it with your parents?
I was 16 when Johnny left the show, when he went off the show on May 22nd, 1992. So I got in at a pretty early age, like staying up on Friday nights. And then Carson would do these primetime anniversary shows every October, and I would tape it on VHS and watch it over and over again. And he'd be with the animals, and he'd be talking to kids, he'd be talking to people that weren't even famous, and then people that obviously were. They have the comedians like Rodney Dangerfield. So it was this giant party, and then just to talk to over 400 people, including yourself, Fred, who went on the show, it's a huge accomplishment. yeah, everybody for whatever reason wanted to talk to me. Everyone from Mel Brooks, Carol Burnett, Michael J. Fox, they all wanted to tell me their stories about going on with Carson. And then I released a month ago, I have a new book called Love Johnny Carson. The reason the book is called Love Johnny Carson is because so many people told me I love Johnny Carson. And I talked to his friends and all these people from the staff. I probably talked to maybe 50 or 60 staffers. And a lot of these people never talked publicly before, but for whatever reason, they said they trusted me. And I just couldn't believe so many people were giving me these wonderful stories because the media made him out to be this cold and aloof guy. But his friends told me absolutely not. It was a small group of friends, but they told me the small group of friends said that he was almost the same Johnny on and off screen, which was not how the media made him out to be.
Well, let me ask you, so you got into it later. Now, how were you able to, before the YouTube, go back and watch all old Carson episodes before your time?
Oh gosh, I wasn't. I'd have to, back then I would have to actually either watch the show or tape it on VHS. I remember that I would I'd have it set to record the show and I'd watch it in the morning before school sometimes. So I'd watch Carson's monologue or the death piece, or Buddy Hackett was on, or Rickles or somebody like that. So, and then Johnny, after he retired, put out a VHS set. He picked his favorite moment. So that was like my thing. Like all my other friends wanted Nintendos and all of these video games. And I'm like, I want the Carson box set. So I just really ate that up. And then thank goodness with YouTube, because I would go to the Paley Center, which was the Museum of TV and Radio, now the Paley Center. That was what I would have to do to watch old clips and old shows. But now with YouTube, I mean, the Johnny Carson YouTube channel, the official one, has over 1 million subscribers. They have they have hundreds of videos, and it's unbelievable that they were able to preserve Carson. But as you probably know, the first 10 years from 1962 to 72, almost everything was wiped by NBC, and Carson was furious. Some clips do exist, but in the book, I really go into what happened those first 10 years, and there was a lot of great stories.
Let me ask you, are there people like Cody who weren't there when it was happening, but are there young people loving Carson that go back up? I think it's on Tubi or something like that.
It is Antenna TV. There's a couple different things, but it's unfortunate that they take out the musical guest, because the musical guest, I guess, that costs a lot of money with residuals. So when they show the reruns, they normally remove music guests, which is a shame. But yeah, it's in reruns. But YouTube is really the thing. I hear from people that are in college or in their 20s or 30s that they fall in love with Carson. I mean, likability, he was off the charts. And even to this day, Carson's been off the air for 33 years. To this day, whenever they do one of those polls, greatest late night host of all time, Carson still wins. I mean, it's not even close. It says a lot about that guy. I mean, he did it for 30 years. People tried to go up against him, but there was something so likable about that guy. And just to hear the people's stories from the stand-ups that went on the show. You know, you went on the show, and I think it was 91 or maybe something like that. And there was one within 3 weeks. It was Ray Romano, it was Drew Carey, and George Lopez, and they all wound up with their own sitcoms. It's unbelievable.
And I never did. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, when I was doing stand-up, it got to a point where there was so many things in the 90s, like Evening at the Improv, Comic Strip Live, Caroline's, that people would come up to me and say, I saw you on the Tonight Show. I go, no, I wasn't. I go, yes, you were. All right. So where it was getting diffused a little bit, like that. But then you said Ray Romano got his stuff from being on
Dave.
That was his big thing.
That was definitely it. Yeah.
But the last one to really get something maybe was Drew Carey, but it was starting to lose that thing that the Carson did. Now,
you're right.
Jeff Crone, who's one of our biggest supporters, asked, "What's the most interesting thing you learned about the Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson?" I
think I'm just trying to think of what I learned. Okay. Well, Johnny's very first show, October 1st, 1962, his very first interview. This is a big deal. It was like 6 months leading up to this of guest host, where Johnny contractually, ABC wouldn't let him out of his game show, Who Do You Trust? It's his very, very first show. And he's interviewing Rudy Valley, who's on Broadway doing How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. And it's Johnny Carson in front of the country, and it's a huge deal. And as he's interviewing, he starts his first interview, there's somebody in the crowd that actually ran out of the audience and onto the stage and interrupted the first interview, which I didn't know that this happened. And it was this guy who was kind of infamous named Stan Berman. He was a New York cabbie, but he had interrupted the Oscars. He had gate crashed the Oscars and got arrested. He ran up with Bob Hope and got on stage with Bob Hope and was on the telecast and gave him like a fake Oscar. He snuck into the.
I remember that. I see that image.
Yes. He snuck into the JFK inaugural and was photographed with JFK and his family. So it's this guy that was infamous for gate crashing, and he ran up, and Carson handled the intrusion beautifully and got him out. And that was, I just think, knowing what happened on that first show, Mel Brooks was on the first show. So he was telling me he stood on Carson's desk and was making fun of Tony Bennett, who was also on the show, and mimicking him singing. So, and Mel Brooks was telling me about getting Groucho Marx autograph before the show in the dressing room.
Wow.
Groucho was the secret guest that introduced Carson. So hearing those type of backstories was pretty interesting. I also think that finally figuring out like why Johnny was upset with Joan Rivers was really interesting for me, because Johnny loved Joan Rivers. She made her permanent guest host. Joan Rivers famously went up against Carson on Fox, a competing show, and didn't tell Johnny ahead of time, and Johnny felt blindsided. But Miss Rivers tried to take Johnny's producer, Peter LaSalle, tried to take all of Johnny's talent coordinators, all 5 of them, offered to double their salary, and Johnny just could not believe that Miss Rivers would try to take his staff, let alone
I didn't know about the staff.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that happened too, and it's a lot of these things where I'm just trying to really show people what happened. I mean, I talked to, again, like 400 people, and just trying to set the record a little bit straight on what actually happened. I thought it was interesting, the guest host, because you never knew when you turned on The Tonight Show if it was going to be Arnold Palmer was going to guest host the show, or if it was Kirk Douglas or Lauren Green. Really strange people would guest host The Tonight Show, like Cass Elliot, people you would not think about. Then
I remember Steve
remember?
Martin, and
yes.
Burt Reynolds was good.
He was excellent guest host. He went on the show in New York and got Deliverance because of one of his Tonight Show appearances.
Get out of here.
Yeah, the director saw it and brought him into audition. Burt Reynolds gives Carson full credit, and then he was on the show in New York, Burt Reynolds with Helen Gurley Brown, and that's when they came up with that idea for Burt Reynolds to do that Playgirl spread, and that made Burt Reynolds, that made him a household name. He said that at the Oscars they had so many Burt Reynolds jokes, and that was when he realized he was a household name, and he gave Carson so much credit. And I will say, when Burt Reynolds had some personal issues and his career was a little bit suffering, and there were these ugly rumors that he had AIDS, Lonnie Anderson told me, I sat down with her, that a lot of Burt Reynolds' friends abandoned him, and Johnny never did. Johnny was loyal. The most important quality, his friends told me, was loyalty, and he was always there for Burt Reynolds, and Burt loved Johnny for that.
One thing I remember, well, two things. One thing, when I did stand-up, I started like 78 in New York. When the word was Jim McCauley was coming to town. It was like, I can't think of an analogy. It's like when Jim McCauley of The Tonight Show was coming to town, and the comics, it'd always be like the A-listers of like Dennis Wolfberg will put up this one, but you know, Bill Maher, Jerry Seinfeld, I was there when all of them got their Tonight Show spots. And the story was, he once came to Catch a Rising Star himself, not Jim McCauley, and David Say was on, and he brought David Say. David
Say. David Say talked to me, and he was a comic, that Johnny discovered, put him on the show, and he did very well. He did great. The problem is Johnny kept bringing him back, and David Say told me that he said I should have listened to Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry had told David, you need to be writing material constantly. And David said he really wasn't doing that, and he regrets not listening to Seinfeld. And he just simply ran out of material, and that's what happened with Jay Leno. Jay Leno did great on Johnny Carson. They brought him back a month later, did great. And then after a couple of appearances, he ran out of strong material and bombed so badly that Carson told Jim McCauley, I am never putting Jay Leno on the show again. I don't find him funny. And it took Leno 7 or 8 years to get back on the show. And what happened? Leno started doing Dave Letterman's 12:30 show on NBC and got red hot. He became the hottest comic in the country, so much so that Carson changed his mind. He said, I want Leno back. And Leno very, very, very wisely said, I'll come back, but you have to let me guest host twice. And he did very well as a guest host, and that's what got him back in the rotation. And that's what famously got Leno the gig. I mean, Gary Shandling was going to be the permanent guest host, but he turned it down. And then Peter Lasalle reluctantly told me he had to give it to Jay Leno, but he did not want to.
It was, it's interesting. Another guy, there are a few people that did Carson like 15 times and no one heard of him, like Bobby Kelton. Did you know that name?
Yeah, Bobby Kelton was on my podcast. He was great. There's people like Tom Dreesen had a lot of Tonight shows. Bobby Kelton. I'd have to look at Blake. Is it Blake Clark? Is that his name? The
Blake Clark. He was the guy from the South who was in Vietnam. Good guy, character.
He did the show a lot. Yeah. He did the show a lot with Carson. So yeah, there were certain people like Bill Maher did the show like something like 18 times with Johnny. But yeah, you're right. There are some people that did the show a lot that you just didn't hear from, like a Marty Brill maybe, or some people like that. But yeah, there were some people like that. And then there were other people that only did Johnny's show once, like Richard Belzer only did the show once. But then you have other people that never got to do it. I'll tell you why. Gilbert Gottfried, Paul Rubens, Judy Tenuta were never allowed to do the Tonight Show because Johnny would not put people on that were in character where he felt the audience couldn't tell if they were in or out of character. He would put on Super Dave Osborne. He would put on Bob Einstein as Super Dave because he felt it was so obvious, or Don Novello as Father Guido Sarducci, because he knew the audience knew what was going on. And Andy Kaufman, he put on 3 times, but by then people knew that the Foreign Man was a bit. But if there was any question whether that, like in Emo Phillips, if there was any question if this guy was real or not, Carson would not put that person on.
Now Pikesville Al is asking about George Siegel's band with Conrad Janis.
Yeah, the unlisted Beverly Hills unlisted band. Yes.
Yeah, and what I remember, besides what an epic everything, Carson was everything. Late night changed because people would come on not plugging anything.
That's right.
Like Dom DeLuise, Charles Nelson Riley. Yeah. They would just be wacky people. And now, like, I hate the format of Letterman's off, that you have Tom Cruise on, Harrison Ford, let's say, and for a while they're just talking. Yeah. And then the second segment is all plugging Mission Impossible. Yeah. It's so contrived. The first part, we're just being conversational. Then part 2 is the clips and this and that. It wasn't plug centric when I was growing up. No, the best part of the Tonight Show, I think the best was when the show was 90 minutes and they would put people on that were conversationalists. They never chased. Oh, that's why 90 minutes. Yeah, they never chased they liked having the big stars, but like, for example, like Tom Cruise is great and stuff, but like Johnny probably wouldn't have put him on because he didn't have the life experience as much. Like sometimes you would put younger people on if they were really good, like Michael J. Fox or a Tom Hanks. But for the most part, it didn't matter. Like he would love having like a Phyllis Newman on or somebody like Buck Henry. And if they were entertaining and they told good stories, that's all that mattered. Like Jimmy Breslin, that's all that he wanted. I will say though, yeah, what were we going to say? Oh, no, I was going to say later Orson Welles, I remember a lot. Orson Welles was banned from the show eventually because he was a magician like Johnny, and he was guest hosting the show. And Orson Welles told Johnny he was going to do a Kreskin mentalist routine, and Johnny was kind of intrigued, and he snuck into the show on his day off incognito, and he watched Orson Welles do this.
Yeah, he watched Orson Welles do this mentalist routine, and Orson Welles had two stooges, two plants in the audience, and Johnny was furious. He felt that the magician's code, having stooges in the audience, plants, violated something, so he banned Orson Welles from ever being on the show with him and being a guest host. He had these rules. Like if he perceived somebody being rude, he wouldn't have them on the show. Like Jerry Lewis was guest hosting and yelled at the cue card person, and Carson said, "Because you yelled at my staff member, you're never coming back on the show." So yeah, Johnny was very black and white like that. I mean, there was not much gray area. It was very much like, Carl Sagan is my friend, but he interrupted me twice and corrected me in front of America.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh,
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he just expected everybody to be on their best manners and polite, and if they weren't, he would ban them from the show.
And it was of its time. People smoked cigarettes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Carol Wayne. She drowned, and she was like part of an ensemble group. Was she? Like, do you remember Carol Wayne?
They would do the Art Fern Tea Time movie sketches, and she was the matinee lady, and she would do sketches, and she was great. I mean, she was very, very likable. She would be a guest on the show as well, and she was really smart, people told me. And unfortunately, there's a mysterious death to this day. There's lots of speculation. I don't know what happened, but she was wonderful on the show. And then Teresa Ganzel was then the next matinee lady, and she did sketches as well. Right. Until Johnny retired in May of 1992.
Wow. I mean, the memories growing up of just Burt Reynolds laughing with Dom DeLuise.
Yeah.
They'd have, it's just Will Shriner. Was he on it? Pikesville Al just mentioned.
Will went on a lot. Will did something. He did a joke that I guess they thought was too risque, and they stopped booking him. He did the show a lot, and then it was a joke about sperm bank, and I forget what it was, but it was a joke that wasn't approved, and they thought it was kind of offensive, and they wouldn't let him on. Brad Garrett did an ad lib that he said that he had sperm bigger than Tommy Newsom. And that was enough to ban Brad Garrett from doing the show with Johnny. I think that they muted the word sperm. But Johnny did expect, if somebody was going into his home, that they would abide by certain manners. Ellen DeGeneres, I think her third appearance with Johnny, was told not to do a joke. Macaulay said, you cannot do this one specific joke. She did it, and she was never asked back. She was banned from the show.
You know who I loved? And he doesn't get the credit he deserves. David Brenner. I think he guest hosted Carson a bunch, right?
A lot.
I love David Brenner.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest thing of his career. He was great. He got his own late night show for a while. It was a half hour.
I was on it briefly. It was called Late Night with David Brenner, or Nightlife with David Brenner, and Billy Preston was the sidekick. Yes. I did sketches.
And then it didn't work. And then Johnny would always have the person back on that tried to compete against him that got their show canceled. And David Brenner said, nobody should ever try to have their late night talks, a late night host try to host this. It was the hardest thing, he said. And Carson said, it's murder. I mean, Gary Shandling said, no one knows how exhausting that thing is doing that. And that's one of the reasons Shandling turned it down. But in the beginning, Johnny's Tonight Show was an hour and 45 minutes, if you can believe that.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, it was an hour and 45. Johnny would have to do two monologues. One he would do for half the country, maybe would be watching with the Phillies, and then you have to do a second monologue for the rest of the country, and then a separate one, and then he would do the guest, and he was just exhausted. And then they would started to put the guest host in, but he still, I mean, the people that now have the job complain privately about how exhausting it was, but Carson was doing way more than they were in terms of hours.
He, you know what I admire about him? Well, it's like everything, the mystique where when he retired, he went away. It's like, I can't top this, I'm going away. But Leno lingers where, I'm not judging, he loves to work, where he tried doing You Bet Your Life, and Letterman has that thing with, on Netflix.
Yeah.
Leno is looking at Cars. What was it about him that? How old was he when he retired? And he never did, except for maybe a Simpsons cameo, anything else. You know why that was?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, he was 66 when he retired, and part of it was Robert Smigel's sketches on Saturday Night Live that portrayed him with Dana Carvey as Carson as being a little bit out of touch and not cool anymore. And Johnny didn't want to be perceived like that. Like, he thought Bob Hope and Jack Benny and Lucille Ball stuck around way too long. So Carson wanted to be remembered at the top of his game. So he leaves on May 22nd, 1992, and for 2 solid years, he luckily is still showing up. You see him on the Bob Hope 90th birthday. He does the Kennedy Center honors. He gets awarded the Presidential Medal of Honor from George Herbert Walker Bush. Like you said, he did The Simpsons, and then he did a cameo on Letterman at CBS Television City, where he did a walk-on, and he got a huge standing ovation. And that was, I think, the last time we ever got to see him on TV. That would have been May of '94. And then he disappeared. I mean, he just, again, didn't want to be one of those people that just stuck around too long and was not at the top of the game. He also stopped smoking, and he had gained weight. I think his appearance was definitely
there would be things in like tabloids, like Carson with emphysema and the oxygen. Yeah, he popped up.
At the end, it was bad. It was bad at the end. He was puffy from the steroid treatment. And he was still having lunch with writers. He was still doing the poker game with Chevy Chase and Barry Diller and Steve Martin and Carl Reiner. He still was active and he went to Africa. He went to all these different countries, would go to Wimbledon. But near the end, he was really, really sick. In the last year of his life, he was writing the jokes for Letterman, which nobody knew about. He was writing monologue jokes for Letterman.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, and he was social, and then it's just his health. I mean, the 2 packs a day of unfiltered Pall Malls from the time he was 14
Cody,
smoking.
Wait, Cody, you hear that? It's a warning. Sorry.
No, yeah, so Cody so the smoking, I mean, it was one of those things where he told his brother Dick, he said it's the damn cigarettes. I mean, I think Carson could have easily lasted up until his 90s, if not Dick Van Dyke 100. I mean, it's just one of those things the cigarettes did him in. I mean, Carson would smoke on camera, and then when that became taboo, he would still be smoking during the commercials. And whenever Bobby Quinn, the director, would do a close-up of a guest, sometimes Carson would sneak a puff here and there. But he didn't quit until 1992 after he left, and it was just too late. He had emphysema and heart attack and quadruple bypass, and it was just his health was an issue.
Someone just mentioned here at Comic Legend, Johnny Carson also exposed magician Uri Geller.
Yeah, I talked to him. I talked to Mr. Geller. Yeah, Johnny put him on to Johnny did not like Mr. Geller and thought that anybody that's claiming they have psychic powers is a charlatan and is just with gullible people he had no tolerance for, and he believed that Mr. Geller was like that. So he had James Randi, the amazing Randi, who was a magician, kind of be like a secret consultant with the show, and he told the Tonight Show prop people, do not let Uri Geller touch any of the silverware, any spoons or anything. And Geller for 20, 30 minutes couldn't do anything. He tried to bend spoons and do everything. He bent a spoon a little bit, but he handled it. But it was, Geller, Carson wanted to show people that this guy was not legit. And he did not like people that would claim things like the psychics. Like, he banned Kreskin. He banned the amazing Kreskin because Kreskin would come on the show, and Johnny just considered Kreskin a magician. But Kreskin one time did a trick, and Johnny, after the show, asked him how he did it. And Kreskin said, I don't know how. Like, kind of claiming he had psychic powers. And Carson was so upset and was like, you're never coming back. And he never had Kreskin back on the show after that point with him.
Is there anyone else besides Leno that kind of was banned but eventually came back?
Yeah. There was banned. Well, like, people like Jerry Lewis was banned, but the people that were banned and came back, Charles Grodin was definitely put on a list, and Steve Martin too. Carson thought that they had a bad performance, and they were put on with guest hosts. It took Steve Martin a year of doing with guest host until he was so damn funny, so darn funny that Johnny relented and put him back on. Grodin for a couple years. It took him a couple years to get back with Johnny, and it took Dick Shawn, I think, 10 years or something to get back in Johnny's good graces. And then Dick Shawn famously, unfortunately, died on stage like a year or two after that. But there were very few people. Once Carson said he didn't think somebody was good or they had a bad performance, they were usually gone. Like Howie Mandel was, I guess, told that we need a last-minute replacement, and Johnny won't hold this against you if you don't do well. And I guess Howie Mandel didn't do that great, and Johnny still never had him back on the show. But it's just what it is.
I remember was on, and Carson was, what the F is this? Weird Al Yankovic, I remember. Did
Weird Al
accordion medley, and he does a thing, When You Wanna Come, which was a song. It wasn't meant the graphic one from Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And I remember Carson going, it was Weird Al, like he didn't get it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think he did get him. Yeah, Weird Al only went on the show once. There were certain people that he connected with, other people he didn't. I thought it was really interesting to getting to know, and I talk about this in the book, with the whole Tiny Tim wedding with 45 million people tuning in. It was number 2 to the moon landing in terms of the public being so curious to tune into it at 11:30. And back then, if there was like a big star like a Marlon Brando in 1964, like Joan Crawford on the first show, they would put the most famous person on last to make sure people would tune in to the whole show.
That's what I did with you tonight.
Yes. So the wedding wasn't until the very end of the 90-minute broadcast, and Johnny at first wasn't really sure if Tiny Tim was legit, if he was playing a character, and it took him the very first time to realize that this guy was legit. He would sing these high, like ukulele, high falsetto voice. Yeah, he was legit. Johnny couldn't believe it. Bob Uecker told me that when he first went on with Johnny in the late 60s, Johnny was convinced that Uecker was making it up that he played professional ball and he was a professional comedian because he was so funny. And Johnny's staff had to reassure Johnny and show him, no, this guy, it was legit a Major League Baseball player. And Johnny then was like, okay, I got it. But he was convinced. He really only wanted people that were authentic and real. And if he would find out that somebody was not telling the truth and going on that show, he was furious. So he definitely was very guarded about people coming on and being honest. And if they weren't, he wouldn't have them on.
Well, here's a question where there's an obvious answer, but why could they not have a Johnny Carson today? Because there was only like 3 networks then, and you can't have one person be the one.
I mean, Carson had competition. In 1971, he had 4 TVs going on at 11:30 in his apartment. Johnny's watching his own show at 11:30, Dick Cavett show, David Frost show, and then it's either Bert Griffin or Joey Bishop. I mean, he had competition.
Wow, I didn't think of that.
I mean, the guy was just so likable and so funny. And I think if there was a figure that was as compelling as Carson and had a skill set, none of the late night shows have kids on anymore. They don't have the civilians on, the people that are like.
You know, I remember as a kid, I remember a very young Seth Green on. And
that's right. I talked to him.
And Seth Green was being, as he is now, probably too much of a wise ass, where he goes, you know, you learn more from that, because I think he was plugging Radio Days, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he was. I talked to him. I got together with him in LA and we talked about it. He was very nice. But yeah.
And he was going, well, and Seth said something wise assy like, you know, you learn more from the radio than TV. You know, like trying to, you know, I remember that he had like kids on, or just someone who won a spelling bee or something like that. Yeah,
they don't do that anymore. It's all like people that have millions of Instagram followers, and it's social media. And Johnny just wanted to put interesting people. And I love the fact that a lot of these people that were called the civilians that weren't famous would be the first guest on. So, for example, the potato chip lady is a potato chip inspector in Indiana. She's 65. Her name is Myrtle Young. The show finds out about her. She She collects potato chips that are in the shape of objects and people. She goes on the show. She's the first guest on. They don't put the most famous person on. They put the civilian on. And she was so good on the show that Johnny bumped Jennifer Tilly, who was a big, big star for the potato chip lady. Now they're just so obsessed with the big names that would never happen. And Johnny came up with the bit where Ed McMahon distracted the potato chip lady showing her potato chip collection, and Johnny bit down on a chip, and the woman almost had a heart attack. She thought Johnny had eaten one of her chips, but Johnny had a separate bowl behind him that was that wasn't viewed, and it was one of the most probably one of the Carson's funniest moments, and it was always on the anniversary shows. But it's just very different now in terms of the people that go on those late night shows versus the people that Carson would put on. And I just think in terms of likability and in terms of how I think he just knew the audience so well in terms of his monologue, in terms of being from Nebraska. Not you could never tell his politics. Like it always seemed like he'd always make fun of the president, but you never knew how he voted. I mean, he thought that people didn't want to know his political opinions. He was an entertainer. So it's like Nancy Reagan called up multiple times to the show furious about certain jokes. Gerald Ford administration was upset how him and Chevy Chase made fun of Gerald Ford for stumbling. Ford didn't think that was funny. Jimmy Carter's mom did not like Johnny's jokes until she finally went on the show and met him. So definitely he'd make fun of all the politicians, but he was definitely didn't want to alienate any of the audience. He figured if he gave his political opinion on who he was voting for, he'd lose half his audience. I think he was just very, very likable, very, very smart.
Pixel said Wayne Newton. Was he a recurring guy on it?
Wayne Newton was on the show, I believe, in New York, and then he was only on with guest hosts for years until 1973, and I talk about this in the book. Johnny did, to my knowledge, and I did lots of research, one joke on Wayne Newton. Mr. Newton said that Carson was doing, for years, gay jokes. I only know of one possible joke that Johnny ever did about Wayne Newton, and it was in 1973, because Wayne Newton said in 1973 that he's told two different versions. One, he was at home watching The Tonight Show, and Johnny did a joke that Liberace and Wayne Newton were in a pink hot tub together. What do you think that means? Which isn't even a joke, which I don't even understand. And Liberace had just been a guest host on the show, and Johnny didn't do gay jokes about Liberace. He made fun of his flashy outfits, but Liberace was always a guest with Carson. And the second version Wayne Newton said is he went into Capitol Records the next his drummer said, Carson did a joke last night about Wayne Newton and Liberace in a pink hot tub. And what do you think that means? So Wayne Newton absolutely 100% did unannounced show up at NBC and barge into Carson's office. Now that did happen. Wow. And say that, this joke, he was furious. Johnny, though, very, very quickly calmed the waters, explained to Mr. Newton what the joke in fact was, and they had it out and they were good. Johnny, as an olive branch, had Mr. Newton come on to for the first time, and he hadn't been on with Johnny in years, had him come on the show to plug his album, and Johnny let Wayne Newton guest host the show like two times, maybe even 3 times, which was huge to be able to guest host the show. So everything was good. The people that I talked to that worked at the Tonight Show said Wayne loved being over there and loved being with Johnny. Everything was good until 1980, where Johnny was bidding for the Aladdin Hotel. And it was everything was going through. It was pretty much a done deal. And then for some reason, Wayne Newton was able to get the hotel, and that was the end of it. And then Wayne Newton claimed that Johnny was responsible for NBC planting, allegedly. They did 3 stories. NBC News did 3 stories about Wayne Newton allegedly having ties to a mafia figure, and Mr. Newton said that he believed that came from Johnny Carson's influence. He can never really fully prove it. He did sue NBC News and won a bunch of money, and then I guess the NBC followed up, and Mr. Newton's damages went down to 0. He didn't get any money, but he waited until Johnny died, and I think it was 2007, went on Larry King and still said that he believes that those stories on NBC News linking into the mobster came from Carson. But again, no proof.
Speaking of the mob, there are stories
Yeah.
I just heard recently that Ciro's, which then became the Comedy Store, that Carson insulted a mob guy there and he had to make it right. Did you ever hear any of the story like that?
The only mob thing I know that absolutely did happen was in New York in 1971. Carson would talk about that he struggled with drinking. He would talk about it on the Tonight Show. He'd say he would have one drink too many and he would turn into Attila the Hun. He said some people get fun-loving when they drink. Carson would admit he would fight everybody, and you did not want to be around him. 1971, Joe Gallo, the mafia figure, had just gotten out of prison after a decade and was with his girlfriend at Jilly's. And then Gallo goes to use the bathroom, and Carson is there with Ed McMahon and McMahon's manager, Robert Cohen. Johnny is just wasted and goes up to the girlfriend and does something very inappropriate. And Jilly Rizzo says to Ed McMahon, "Get Carson the blank out of here. And they get out, and then Gallo finds out from the girlfriend what happened and puts a hit on Carson's life. Luckily, Frank Sinatra was good friends with Gallo, and yeah. So Tom Dreesen told me he heard the same story from both Frank Sinatra and Jilly Rizzo, and they were identical. And then Sinatra sat down with Gallo and said, "I need a favor," and said, "Name it." Said Johnny Carson, and Gallo said,
Johnny Carson doesn't get murdered. That's a good favor.
Yeah, he only lives and breathes because he knows Frank Sinatra. But at the same time, Dave Tebbutt, who was the NBC vice president, to appease the top level of the mob, they went to Joe Colombo, who was the top mob boss. And him and Joe Gallo hated each other, but they just wanted to make sure that they dotted all their I's. So Dave Tebbutt went to Joe Colombo to try to broker peace with Gallo. And for everything to be okay, NBC, and I watched this, I saw this with my own eyes, NBC had to do a positive story on Joe Colombo, and I watched it. It wasn't even on the regular news. They put it in prime time on an NBC News magazine type show, so it was even higher ratings. And there was the whole timeline, everything adds up. Like, it completely 100% happened, and it was pretty unbelievable that this did happen. Johnny's lawyer, Henry Pushkin, wrote a book, and he got a bunch of the stuff wrong with what happened. But I feel very, very good that we got the story. So I put that in the book.
It's just so much of my seminal teen years is Carson, just the sensibility, like his jokes, maybe the 70s, like those streakers, I'm sure. And I thought the lady from Pasadena was a joke, but then I realized it's a Beach Boys store, but there were certain things in the Lexium, if that's the right word, like Pasadena or the fruits, LA, just goes kind of fruits, nuts and fruits, like the cereal, things that was part of his regular monologue.
That was definitely the vernacular. And I know Ralph Williams. There were certain personalities as well, like the mayor, Sam Yorty, would be talked about. And then Alan Hamill was doing commercials for, was it a grocery store? And he would talk about like the local things that were going on, like Fritz Coleman and the weather and stuff like that. So yeah, Carson would make references and was definitely big on that.
Yeah, and I speaking of commercials, obviously people remember Ed McMahon doing Alpo commercials to the side. Yes, it was. It just was my childhood because everything, you'd see people on it. And I watched a Tonight Show a few years ago on maybe Tubi or something, and they had they had an author who wrote like Airport, the book, the novel was based on just Leon Uris or someone like that. Yeah, you would have kind of sometimes dry kind of authors.
They would put
Cal Worthington, yes, there were certain phrases like Cal Worthington, yes.
Yeah, Johnny would put on. Sorry,
what were you saying? No.
I was going to say no. He definitely put on authors. He put on and intellectuals like Gore Vidal and people with very strong opinions. There was this guy he had on, Paul Ehrlich, who was a professor and a doctor, who advocated for population control. And the show would Paul Ehrlich would get death threats, and they would get so many complaints to the Tonight Show. But Johnny believed in that, and he never would say it on air that he agreed with him, but he did, and he would just put him on. And sometimes you would get those authors that were really interested. One time, Johnny put an author, Terry Gallinoy, who wrote a book on the Tonight Show, and wrote about Carson. And Carson read the book, and he had him on to confront him. He had all these like markings, like maybe 20 markings about what this didn't happen, and this didn't happen, and this didn't happen, and very politely, very, very politely, because Carson did not want to make his guest uncomfortable, but you could tell Carson wasn't happy. And yeah, it was interesting to see Johnny kind of confront him over certain things, which I know certain things Johnny said didn't happen, did happen. Like, for example, Johnny did drink vodka in New York. I talked to the people that poured it. I talked to the people that were there. Johnny denied that he ever drank vodka, but that was just in New York. But I do want to say the show was an hour 45 minutes, and it was one glass of vodka for the whole hour and 45 minutes. And he wasn't drunk on the show, but he was drinking vodka in New York, but he denied it.
Someone made a comment, Cal's dog's named Spot. Of course, a great thing, which Letterman did, Joan Embry, like,
That's right.
you know, coming on with those animals was,
Yeah.
so I love that stuff. I have a weird memory of, not a weird one, but one of his tragedies, his son was killed, and I remember him showing photos. I guess I'm a proud father. He showed, you know, his son drove off accidentally, like a cliff. Remember that? And he did a little tribute to his son.
It was 1991, and his son Rick was the photographer in the car, and Rick tragically fell. And Carson was obviously devastated. And the power of Johnny Carson, which would never happen now, he was able to use his influence to keep it a secret from the media for like 2 or 3 days, which would not happen now. They would know right away, and the media would report it. But Johnny had a couple days to get everything in order. And Carson canceled his trip to Wimbledon and then didn't do the show for a month. And it was his first show back. His assistant told me that when Johnny walked in the office, he thought he'd never seen Johnny like that and didn't think he was in any shape, maybe even to go on air. And Johnny did the show, and then at the end, he did a eulogy and talked about his son, and showed some photographs of his son. And he talked about his friend Michael Landon had just passed away, and Michael Landon, even he's dying of his cancer, calling Johnny to console him. So Carson went through a lot. It was a very, very hard time in '91. And then as he's eulogizing his son and talking about him, Fred de Cordova, I've heard it 2 different versions. Either he was on the phone or he gave Johnny the wrap it up sign. And Johnny afterwards was furious. I mean, people told me Johnny wasn't a yeller. He was not a screamer. He was very calm and rational. But that was one of the rare times afterwards in the office that Johnny was irate. And he told Fred, "You will never be on the studio floor ever again." And he never was after that. For the year and a half until Johnny retired, Fred could not be in the studio when Johnny did the show. If Jay was guest hosting, that was fine. But Johnny said, "You will never be on the floor again."
Wow. Oh, another joke was he would joke about his many divorces, I remember.
Yeah, he had 4 wives, and it's one of those things where Johnny was so competitive, and he said when he was still in New York that he found all he ever thought about was the show, and he was so competitive, something was going to have to suffer. And it was the marriages, and it was him as a father. I will say, it's very strange to me when I have people tell me, they're like, "Yeah, now Johnny, I heard he wasn't a good father." I'm like, I'm not arguing that, but I'm going to say you're going to have to put Jerry Lewis and a lot of other famous people in that same category. I mean, it's the amount of famous people that were not there for their kids. They might have provided them material in a material way, but I think Johnny regretted that. Yeah,
at the farmers market, there's a lot of people who are dead. George Siegel, Jack Rupp, Paul Mazursky. A lot of old time people would hang out at the market, and this guy Peter Ford would be there, Glenn Ford's son, and he didn't have good things to say. And he wrote a book and he says, yeah, a lot of the Glenn Ford people aren't going to like this book, which I'm going to give you a little trivia. Blackboard Jungle, which was Paul Mazursky's first movie, they played Rock Around the Clock, and it was because the director came to Glenn Ford's place and said, what's a good song? And he said, oh, there's this song. This has nothing to do with Carson, but I love little stories like that, you know. But yeah, it's
That's
just
very cool.
it's what's that? I'm sorry.
Glenn Ford threatened to, it was either him or Edgar Buchanan threatened to punch Johnny Carson because Johnny did a joke. I think it was his second night in Burbank permanently in May of 1972. Said something that he saw. He was watching Edgar Buchanan and I think Glenn Ford in bed together. We got to get those guys dates or something. And because I think it was Glenn Ford was dating Johnny's ex-wife, and I think that was kind of like a revenge thing. He was unhappy that he was dating, and both of them, I think, threatened to beat up Carson. So I don't know.
I remember somebody, Karnak. Now, Karnak, for the people on this,
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll remember, he would like was a televangelist? A seer.
A mentalist.
And he would it was like Jeopardy. He would read the thing like, Three Dog Night. What is it when? And he would name like 3 unattractive women hanging out. I remember that.
Uh-huh.
That's what you call one. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? Karnak, and I mean, so I'll let you go because you're so amazing. Unless anyone has questions, but
so this is so great. I'm honored. Yeah.
I was just going to do a side thing that.
Sure.
Just you're one of my favorite things is you're a cat lover and cats.
That's right.
And I just stumbled on YouTube. Whatever you want to think about Curtis, what's his name? From the Guardian Angels. I can't think of
Curtis Wheeler. He has like 25 cats or had 25 cats. Or something.
Curtis. What's his name? Curtis.
Sweela, something like that.
Curtis Sleva from the Guardian Angels is a big. So just. Taking it in another direction, I wasn't aware it was your brother that ran my last live action show, a Nickelodeon show called Side Hustle.
Dave, my brother, Dave told me you were hilarious. Dave was so excited to have you there, and everyone was. I mean, they were in awe of you. I mean, your skill set for that was phenomenal. They were my brother Dave did Side Hustle for 2 seasons and wrote for a bunch of Nickelodeon shows and loved having you on. And every time I talk to you, I feel like I tell you that when I was in school, we would quote your stand-up, Fred. We would quote The Thrill Seeker. My friend DJ Cash would do your jokes, and we would just be laughing so hard at the lunch table in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Well, you know, maybe hurt me. Well, I'm from the era when it was all about getting 6-minute hunks for Carson, like you said. And it was hard to write new jokes because, you know, the whole template was get on Letterman, Carson, Young Comedian Special. And like you said, you don't try to get on Carson or Letterman until you have 3 more 6-minute hunks. You know what I mean? So now we have this generation where I'm doing another hour, and it's not joke. It's like, you know, Bert Kreischer taking his shirt off, doing the hula dance, surfing on the crowd, spitting at people. You know, it just being a cheerleader. And so it's a different era where it was hard to come up with new jokes because you were trying to do like this. Well, Steve Wright was amazing. He killed and came right back. He had another thing, but yeah, it was the era where it was hard for me to have long sets because I didn't just tell like long stories like they do now. Like, hey, when I did mushrooms, and then just showbiz stories. Like now I'm going on a rant. Like Dave Chappelle, even Chris Rock. Their last few specials were more about being a celebrity. Like. You know, just a long story about when you hung out with Stevie Wonder in Africa, you know what I mean? Or it's just
a very different
story.
Yeah. It's very different style now.
like Norm Macdonald, besides
Mhm.
being amazing,
Yeah.
he's great. He was great, but he didn't really talk about, when I hung out with Chevy Chase. So he could have
Sure.
done that. He was a purist. He just wanted to do jokes.
He
But
was the
many of them,
greatest.
they just will just do like a story. Like,
That's
well,
true.
I'm being a hypocrite because I loved my template growing up was watching. My goal was to get on a sitcom and come on Carson and just be a personality and tell a story,
And being
rather
yeah,
than the
that's
joke.
yeah. I know for sure. I get that. Yeah.
I remember when I was working with Norm and he told the story, that when he was the Colonel Sanders guy,
Yeah.
he went into Kentucky Fried Chicken and this Latino guy is saying to the black guy or whoever, the manager, give him free chicken. He's the colonel. And the other guy had no idea. He goes, he's not the colonel. He's not getting chicken. Which I said, Norm, put that in the act. He goes, I'm not going to do that shit where you just tell like a funny story. He might have done it on panel, but his act was material.
Yeah, he was
Now
a
it's a different
purist for sure. I tried to get Norm to do I pitched him. We were texting. I was trying to convince him to let me do a documentary on his weekend update because I love his update on SNL. He said, Mark, I don't want to be known for that. It's about my stand-up. I want to be remembered only for my stand-up, for my catalog. And then I pitched him a stand-up documentary, a bit for his stand-up, and we went back and forth for a while, and then he got sick and so forth. But that's what that was his passion, and that's what he loved. And he never departed from what he thought a stand-up comic should be.
Yeah, and I maybe have cheated. I try to get back, tell the story about Larry David calling me a schmuck. But
Your stories are hilarious, though.
They're just anecdotal, and Norm didn't want to do that. But one of Dave Chappelle's specials was just hanging out with Chris Rock in Africa with Denzel Washington and a long story, and here's the cat. But yeah, I kind of just you again. I love, and your brother. I was trying to say has the same reverence and for showbiz, because I remember when I was on his show, he was so excited, or maybe it was his writing partner, but this is Gary Marshall's office I'm sitting in. This is when they did Happy Days.
It's unbelievable to be at Paramount. My brother was like a little kid, so was I. I mean, to be in that soundstage, the Happy Day soundstage, and you look at that plaque at Paramount, and you're just like, can't believe the stuff that filmed in here. I mean, some of it at Paramount makes no sense. You go to stage 29, and that's where I know Arsenio Hall from, because from stage 29 at Paramount Studios, but then it's like The Godfather, Arsenio Hall, and Dr. Phil. Very different things that taken in stage 29.
Now, one of my regrets, I became a showbiz, not historian, but lover of the history. Later on, when I was first doing a lot of guest spots, I didn't really take the time. Well, I didn't have the internet to go, what else did they film there? But when I returned to the stage, I forgot what stage number on Paramount Side Hustle was. I had actually worked there. I did Wings there. Wow. Jenny McCarthy had a short-lived sitcom. I worked there with Richard Libertini. And Bob Saget had a one-season show called Raising Dad. I worked with Jerry Orbach. So then I looked on the internet, and the stage where Side Hustle was, they also did The Odd Couple and some of Sunset Boulevard. And
that's unbelievable. That's Los Angeles. I love when I would go to CBS, when I would go to Radford and just look at where Larry Sanders was and Seinfeld. And
I was talking about this the other day when I wrote on Seinfeld the 94-95 season, and it was pretty magical because walking around Radford, first of all, you had the Gilligan's Island Lagoon still there. You'd walk around Gilligan's Island, but then they'd have Roseanne. I'd see, before I became friends with him, George Segal walking around from Just Shoot Me. That's George Segal. You'd have John Lithgow, Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah, Third Rock. Yeah.
Larry Sanders. You'd have, I told this story before, Jon Stewart was on Larry Sanders, and he was just sitting up by soundstage. Hey, John, Then I see him applauding. He was applauding because John Cleese was walking by, who was doing a little guest spot on Third Rock. So you'd see the Seinfeld people. You'd see.
That's right.
I talked about this the other day. Billy Bob Thornton was a regular on one of those Delta Burke shows. I don't know, it was Evening Shade maybe or something. It was the late Leslie Jordan, a Southern little guy, was there. So you'd see just people walking around like Roseanne.
My brother was a PA at Will and Grace, and Bill Clinton was there visiting Harry Thomason and Linda Bloodworth Thomason.
Yes, the Thomasons are in Radford.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
right.
like you're running into the president who would Clinton had just been out of office for like a year or two. So yeah, Radford was unbelievable back in the day in terms of
and
who
then
you would see.
Warner Brothers was exciting. That's why I did Norm Show, Jim Carrey. I did Veronica's Closet. I did what's her name? Christina Applegate had a show called Jessie. What I always said, it felt like Mad Magazine, the commissary. Like here's people from Night Court. Here's some people from Murphy Brown at a table. I used to, and the thing I got a kick out of was the basketball games, because George Clooney was playing with Urkel. Urkel's a baller, as they say. Jaleel White. I'd see people from Friends playing with George Clooney. So and Norm, would play with them. So just all these people, when I before Laurie Metcalf was a regular Norm show, we bumped into her. So yeah, it's just
nice. I like her.
And I loved this other show I did there was at Las Palmas is where they did Mr. Ed and so I just love those studio lots.
I would agree. NBC Burbank, which doesn't exist anymore, it's called the Burbank Studios. They still have the elephant doors where they have the murals with everything that was filmed there. So you still have Dean Martin laughing, Johnny Carson, and whatever they filmed is still there. Flip Wilson. So I'm glad that they still have that. But
speaking of laughing, look who Cody's drawing. Can you recognize?
Oh my goodness. Is that Miss Joanne Worley, who's on the Carson podcast?
Yes, she.
Or is it Ruth Buzzy? I can't. It looks like it could be either of them. I don't know.
I think it's Joanne Worley. It's not Ruth Buzzy.
Joanne Worley was on my podcast. That's who my instinct was, and she is phenomenal. And I like talking to her. Fred, thank you so much for having me on. I'd love to come back. And Cody, thank you for having me here. I don't want to take any more time.
No. I'm taking your time, and I'm not going to be pompous. Do you want to plug your book? Because it's not like millions.
If people want to check out Love Johnny Carson, it would mean a lot to me. I worked on it for 4 years. I've interviewed over 400 people, everyone from Mel Brooks, Carol Burnett, people like Bob Saget, that's no longer with us, Louis Anderson, Norm Macdonald, and I texted back and forth about Carson. I include those in there. People were just really, really nice to tell me their stories. It really, really delves into what went down at the Tonight Show behind the scenes. It's the most definitive Tonight Show chronicling the Tonight Show from 1962 to 1992 that there is, and we talk about Carson a lot in retirement up until he passed away. What happened with him? And I feel really good with what we came up with. And I do want to mention David Ritz wrote the book with me. David Ritz is this guy. I was so overwhelmed to write a book. I reached out to 6 very successful authors, 4 of which I did not know, and I said, "Can one of you guys help me with the book? I can't do this by myself." And David Ritz, who I didn't know, we hit it off, and he ended up doing the book with me. David Ritz did books one-on-one with everyone from Don Rickles to Ray Charles to Paul Schaefer to Aretha Franklin. So I'm like, I can't believe that I get this guy to work with me on this. And David was just phenomenal to work with. And
let me just interrupt the comments. Yeah. Jeff Crone says the book is so good, Mark. So they're familiar. And
thank you.
Just that I just ordered a copy of the book. So
gosh, that means so much
of your time. I love your passion. I love.
Thank you. Right back at you, man. I miss you. And I know that you're not the mayor of the Grove anymore, but you're the mayor of the Grove in my heart. And hopefully, I don't get to LA much, but it'd be good to see you, man. And yeah, you're the
Anytime,
best.
and you let me know. Yeah, this is the last thing I'll say. I remember when I
Yeah.
was 17, I came out to visit my sister who was living here, and I took a one of those NBC tours.
Yes.
Meaning I was backstage of the Tonight Show, and just they take you through the halls and what it felt like to a 17-year-old to take a tour of NBC. I mean, it was just so epic.
It was
And
a big deal. Yeah.
I remember seeing a taping of David Brenner had a show called Snip. It was a family
Yes.
show. It was trying to be like Shampoo, but I saw a live taping. My first thing was Snip, where it was produced by James Comack, and then first Ron Carew comes out from Welcome Back, Kotter, and hey, I gotta go. I gotta watch the show. I'm going. He's not gonna watch the show, but yeah. So I remember getting tickets to watch Snip.
That was, Leslie Ann Warren, I think, was on as well. I could be off on that, but I think I remember talking to her about that. But no, I took the tour when I was 13, and I was in awe. Just to be in that space and to be at NBC Burbank, and especially to be in Studio One and just see the rainbow curtains and the set, I was like, this is the world I want to be in. So, that was a huge deal. So, Fred, Cody, this was fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank
I really
you so much. Wait, I would say before I let you go, any last question from you, Cody? Sometimes he has a question.
Oh yeah. Well, I did mention that episode that he did with the Jack Webb. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Capper, the Dragnet sketch. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
The Capper Copper Kate. I can't even say it. But yeah, Marshall Brickman, who just passed away recently, unfortunately, in the last year, wrote that sketch. And that was Jack Webb was hilarious, and that was him and Johnny did that.
I gotta look for that on YouTube.
Yeah, Johnny the last week or two of the Tonight Show was showing his favorite clips, and they showed that, and they would show that on anniversary shows, and that was very, very fun. I think it was Jack Webb that called Johnny up one day and said, "You're coming to my party tonight." And Jack Webb said, Johnny didn't really like going to parties, but he said. One thing that he knew Johnny was going to come because James Cagney was going to be there. And that was one of Johnny's 3 dream guests he couldn't get on. He couldn't get on Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, or James Cagney. And Carson went just to meet Cagney, and that was a big deal. But I think that was Jack Webb's house, so they were friends.
Wow.
They're friendly, rather.
Such amazing stuff.
That's great.
Man,
I'm glad we got to do that.
I'm getting the book, A Stocking Stuffer. And
thank you, my friend.
If you ever want to come back, maybe there's people like I had on.
Oh, let's do it again. I'd love that.
So other people like Saul, who was the producer of the Smothers Brothers, and he had great stories. So maybe you guys can talk.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Just let me know, and I'm there, man. But it's good talking to you, and you guys are good folks, and this was so much fun. Thanks for having me. I'm honored.
Thank you. Say hi to the cats and the missus and everything.
For sure. Okay, we'll talk later. Take care, my friends.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye. It's a pleasure. Take care. Bye.
Take care.
I love it. Love all the stories he has. Yes. And you're getting good progress. You're almost done with this picture.
Yeah.
Wait. Wait, who's she smacking? I forgot. Wait.
The guy in the hat.
Oh, that guy. Yes. Wow, that was amazing. I really you've been here. Wow, we started 5. Good job, Fred, changing the subject from Carson. The more he talked, the worse Carson sounded. I mean, this guy sounded like a real jerk. Nah, he really he made Carson sound better than so many people did about him. And I guess pretty amazing.
Yeah. Such an interesting stuff. You don't think about it much until you research into it, and it's somebody who does that so thoroughly. It's so wonderful to have the stories kind of written down, and it's cool that he made a book of it. So that's
It's amazing how
So,
any little memory I had. I remember Weird Al, and he knew the story.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Yes, and he was that Jeff Richards doing his Daryl Hammond Valley Girl accent. Wait, Mark didn't have a Valley Girl accent. No, he's very knowledgeable. Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I think he said the last few years of Carson's thing,
Hmm.
he got into it. I'd sort of like Cody, how it's a way to bond with your parents, watching something from their generation.
Right.
This year, I'm thankful for you guys for doing these streams. Well, for your birthday, you'll be a guest. We'll have whoever we can get. We'll have craziness. We'll have a lot of returning people. Oh, okay. All right. Match Malone's is our friend James. Oh, see, that's a good question. I don't know, but I didn't know that Freddie DeCorvida had that falling out, or someone about Carson at the end, where he's saying "wrap it up" when he's memorializing his son. You know, but yeah, that guy. I could just come up with anything that I remember from the Tonight Show, and he'll know it.
I know. That's what's so amazing with the because when I
Yeah.
mentioned the thing of the Jack Webb,
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look that up later. The what's
You
it
should.
called? The well, we went a long way from Darby, the life coach to life coaches who likes naked women.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Well,
was.
you're a friend, Scarlett. You're a friend. You know you're a friend, but you're tough love because you said to Cody, "Wrap this up. Get back to the pictures." She didn't like it when you were doing research about Sam Elliott. But I'm real excited that story's coming along. This is my happy place, and
Yes, mine too. Yes, thankful for this.
yeah. Any last questions? I'll let Cody go. So what can you show me what you finished today, Cody? Like how the things coming along? What pictures?
Yes. There's that. Oops. Yeah, just 1 second. There we are.
So Joanne Worley.
This one.
So that one's finished. Yeah. With the idiot Abraham Lincoln hat guy.
And then this one is
That's finished, but you're gonna put some movement to them, like the thing.
yeah. I hope to maybe put a little value behind them too. It should take but a sec.
Little what?
Little like kind of a value color, kind of a wash of ink,
Oh, behind them.
kind of like you there. So it pops you out.
Uh-huh. Right.
They got these, and then we had this.
Oh, you got that.
That's finished.
Oh, so good progress.
So we got a lot of good pictures.
Yeah. All right. I'm so excited. Well, I guess if I don't talk to you before Thanksgiving, I mean, we probably guessing maybe not a stream till after. But everyone have a good one. Maybe one day I'll. How long did Freddie produce the Tonight Show? Oh, Mary. Yeah, I'm gonna get Murray. A bunch of them. Let me see. What did So Lisa, if you're still there, she liked it, Johnny Carson. I remember sneaking out of bed as a little girl and hiding from my parents in the living room so I could watch it. That's sweet. Lisa, I was just commenting, you sent some amazing video of hundreds of monkeys dropping from a tree into the water. So that was my mention. Yeah, the Johnny Carson show. Plus, it was a different time when you didn't have VCR. You had to watch it then and there. And now, like with Jimmy Fallon, you see clips on YouTube. It's all about stuff clips to go viral.
Mm.
It's going to be 17 years, okay, in 17 days. we'll have a lot of cameos wishing you happy birthday. And Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, let's tell stories about not fitting in at Thanksgiving. Yeah, Carson had. I remember having a crush on Judy Carn. She was on Laugh-In, but that makes sense. Laugh-In, that's right, was done where the Tonight Show was. This, I should get on Allison Martino, who had a really cool shot of Laugh-In when they picked their heads in. Is that another Bippy joke or the back part of it? What that looked like? So I'll get Murray soon. Get a bunch of others. Burbank running it. Now there's Freddie DeCarpenter and another producer, LaSalle. Maybe LaSalle, I think, went to Letterman.
Mm.
But, well, good. Yeah, Thanksgiving. I'm glad I'm not having to be at an airport.
Mm.
Again, being repetitious, I'm not going to regret the not traveling. I think it's an amazing thing to not have to travel.
Yeah.
Yes, the Rusty toy still talks, the one right there.
That's fun.
I can't find any more. I've looked on YouTube. A few years ago, I was able to get them. But,
Yeah, those are hard to find.
Joanne Worley, I miss those Fred Willard parties. He used to have Ed Begley Jr., the puppeteer from Soap. I forgot his name.
Right.
Jay Johnston. There's a Jay Johnston, a comedian that was at the Insurrection. It's not him. It's the puppeteer from Soap. It's Ted Lang, Bo Svensson, all these 70s icons. Or it's a Fred Willard thing.
That's so.
Yes. Yeah, I was just telling Lisa I love that. Maybe that's a bucket list thing. I hope Lori didn't get mad when I was making fun of the bucket list whale thing. It wasn't as amazing as I thought it was going to be, but it was still great people. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whatever request you have, Scarlett, for your birthday, I'll take the Rusty toy out, and it'll do some talking. Now, Fred Wood, Larry Hankin, I hope so. I'm going to reach out to him. Absolutely. This will be fun, Cody. And
Oh yeah.
the life coach, maybe he's not a favorite, as we thought, but Scarlett liked that she's a lesbian, so that's she likes Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid. Yes.
They got darker and darker. Yeah, I guess so. Well, his son dying, falling off a cliff.
Wow.
I mean, there's stories about
Wait,
Ed
on Naked
Sullivan. No, it's a different subject.
Oh, it's a
When
different thing.
Jackie Mason gave the finger to Ed Sullivan, he was banned.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Larry did the. I attempted for a while
Mhm.
to do a podcast. This was before Zoom, and I'd go to a studio, and Amber, a great girl, was the sidekick, but she didn't really know who anyone it was. So I remember it was getting to be a headache bugging people to be on the show. My thing, and then it was just hard to keep pushing it, and so I kind of ran out of gas. But I had some great people. Some of them are dead. I had Mitzi McCall and Charlie Brill. Mitzi is gone. They were a comedy team that had to follow the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. No, it's not Wendy Malick. It's Joanne Worley. I had, who just died, Sally Kirkland, who was, you had to, like, if they didn't drive, you had to make sure someone picked them up, brought them there, brought them back. I had Larry Hankin. I had, what's his name? John, I can't think of names. He was the janitor in the Breakfast Club. He had great stories. I had who else did I have? Sally Kirkland died. I had what's his name from Breaking Away? Dennis Christopher. The late great Robert Forster. Norm loved Robert Forster. I think Norm liked Carson. He liked those kind of man's man, like
Right.
Clint Eastwood, Burt Reynolds. Yeah, I think he liked Carson.
That's
So
funny.
William Catt, yeah, he was fun because, Seminole. I went to see what's it called, Carrie in the movie theater, and he's from that generation. Who else did I have? But I'll reach out to Larry Hankin. I had, Felipe Esparza, who you remember I was on his thing, the Latino guy. What's up, fool? What's up, fool? And Norm called in. And Paul Gleason. No, I'm sorry. Paul Gleason was the principal in the Breakfast Club. The guy I'm thinking of was the janitor. John. Is it John? Don't tell me. Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of Bill Maher and Carson. Yeah, his monologue. Now, let me think. Let me try to think. John, the Greek guy, John Kapelos was a guy who I had on. Who I'll try to get him back on. He was the janitor in the Breakfast Club, and he was in a movie with my favorite Treat Williams. John Kapelos, Steve Scrovan, Angelo. They were on it. Paul Gleason. Yeah, he was in Die Hard. So this was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah, Jim Turner. Yeah, with Andy Paley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Andy Paley was on it. Jim Turner, I thought was cool, was the original mascot of MTV called Randy of the Redwoods. And then he was in a bunch of movies. So I'll try to get him again. Any last questions before I let Cody go? This is so what do you call that background again, Cody, with the kind of like
It's-
little black and white, a little bit of a shadow?
Yeah, it's like a tone or a wash of ink. Yeah, like a wash.
I like it.
Kind of makes it pop. I mean, it's sort of a. You can almost make it so they have values on their clothes too, if possible, because it kind of goes in reverse here. So it's like this, and then boom. And then these things, and put that behind them, and then this is looking okay.
I like this. Wait, this guy, go a little to this. This guy's hair, I like it. It looks like sort of Gumby, but I love when Cody does just something. I love the mixture of some have more details, some don't. Perfect.
Right.
So excited. And all right, any last questions or comments? Great technique. Yeah, Cody is
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Jeff.
and made in China.
Oh yeah, snuck that in there.
Yeah, I started watching a movie that looks pretty good, speaking of Clint Eastwood, called The Mule. It's sort of like the character he played on Get Off the Lawn, like a grizzled old guy. You don't take advantage of me. I still got my thing. Ed Grimley, that's who it looks like. I love it. I love it. She's so that starts with a close up of her, then fades out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
So it starts like it's like, and then
Which in some carnations of this you had the
Yeah.
dialogue text like Mary Willett glared at me and she
Yes.
was hurt, and then you
yeah.
pull back.
I'm hoping to put those in. What's kind of good is like we're getting all the drawings, and then we can come back in and get the text bubbles and place those in there, and then maybe your sweat can be animated.
Yeah.
So all those things will be like the little details, and then not to mention this one. For you walking in.
So good. Grimly.
Oh yeah, and then we have this.
It looks like they're on a roller coaster or a Ferris wheel.
Right.
Awesomeness. Well, I guess there's thank you, Mr. Chrome, for everything.
Yes.
I mean, you know,
I really appreciate it.
I think when we finally do this at the end, we'll have like other people we thank, and
Oh yeah,
such a big supporter, Jeff Welby.
like credits and stuff.
Now, Scarlett, it's asking a question I've been wanting to ask Cody, but I've been afraid to be.
What's that?
Cody, do you ever work 3 days in a row, or is it just usually spaced out?
I used to work 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, let me
I
read this.
used to.
I took the NBC Burbank tour in 2007. It was around the last time that I met Fred Willard on a set of Back to You. Wow. Yes, that is pretty epic. I don't know if it's not NBC Burbank anymore.
Oh wow.
But what they have then? If they have the Tonight Show? Was what's his name still doing it? Leno, or I can't even remember. But it's pretty special when just to be at the set of the Tonight Show as a teenager. Asking because of the birthday party.
I think it'll should be good on the day. I think it's a Sunday.
Again, Scarlett, if for some reason Cody or me can't do it on your birthday, it'll be before or after. You'll still get some birthday party thing.
Yes. This is the 12th. Let me take a look. Let's go back.
Back to You. That had what's her name from Patricia Arquette. What I remember.
Was the birthday on the 12th of December?
I think so, from what I remember.
Oh, it's on a Friday.
It
take a
was
look
the
at that.
3rd of September. The day I'll always remember. That was the day my daddy
So it's the
died.
12th on a Friday. Ah, okay.
Patricia Heaton is Kelsey Grammer. Wow, she scored with another 9 years on her other sitcom. But again, thank you. Mark was great. That's a good birthday gift. I may get that book.
That is a nice. That's a pretty cool history.
Yeah,
Put
he's
in a nice.
any
Vol-
memory of the Tonight Show. He'll go, yeah. He remembers
Right.
Weird Al. Seth Green being on it. Wow, guy's amazing. So, I always say, any last question? We'll wrap this up, Cody. I know it's late.
Yeah.
You have an amazing Thanksgiving. This gives me something to do, like trying to track it, but I'll get Larry Hankin soon. I have a feeling, I could be wrong, he may not understand the technology. Some of them, like when we had Bobby Carradine on, he just held his thing to his face. To his face. He didn't tell his face.
Oh yeah, that was our exit statement. That has to be our.
What's that?
That's like tell it to your face. Don't forget, tell it to your face.
Yeah.
When
And
you
then
end
don't
the
forget,
show.
if you liked it, tell your face.
Yeah, if you like the show, tell it to your face.
All right, we'll figure it out a few days before. We'll figure something out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can always. It's Friday that we
That's on
could
this
have it.
Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Drive the
Pizza.
bus.
So,
Wait, when we talked about the tattoo, I thought you were going to get the
I drive the bus tattoo?
bus tattoo.
Maybe
No.
that one. That would be a good
Just maybe I'd get that just because but not that I would get any tattoos. I'm just
one.
saying.
No, these hypothetical situations are very silly because they're not going to happen. If someone paid you $5 billion, would you punch people and throw them off the roof? No one's going to say, "Hey, you, it's $5 million." Well, how do you know me? Oh, I don't know. It's random. Now, would you push that person off the roof? Well, $5 million, that's a lot. I'd be up for murder, but maybe I could use this. Hey. Friday. It's Friday. All right. It's Friday. The cats are crying. I'll feed them. So thank you, everyone. How could we let people know more in advance about a stream?
A stream?
Like
Well,
if we're going to do one tomorrow, what's a way to
do
tell
you want to
them
do one
the day
tomorrow? I
before?
could.
No, I just meant in general. Like, how do we let people know this one's, coming up?
This time I did it too late. I think. I mean, in my opinion, I think I could. But I'll make a story on Instagram, which is helpful. But I think if we know, like, let's say we want to do one tomorrow, do one like, and if we're like, oh yeah, you can do it, I can set it up on the restream, so then people will see it on YouTube. And if I share it, it'll be there, be like, hey, on this day and I just keep sharing that story throughout the whole
Okay.
few days or something,
But
whatever.
I'm loving it. So just schedule it early. All right. Well, that's a good idea. We'll do that.
Yeah. So if we know it, like, it's all good. Yeah.
We will do that. Well, Cody, thank you as always. Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to it. And tell your face if you like it. Sing any more of the Friday song, and you'll have to pay Rebecca Black. This is a song. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah. That's right.
And there's another one, Cake by the Ocean, which reminded me of something he was saying by the beach. Oh, Knishes by the beach. Cake by the ocean.
Conditions by the beach.
And send me the Knish picture. I love it. Knishes on the beach. That's my new song. All right, I'm going to figure out a late dinner, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
All right, Cody, have a great night.
Yeah, you too. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for the support and everything.